Welcome to the den. Now, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the motherfucking den. Hope everybody's doing good this evening. I hope everybody's having a solid Sunday. I hope everything is going well. Hope everything in the world that you want is coming to fruition. If not, then get on your mission. I am your host of the den. What's my name? Snoop Dogg. Ed Honcho. So if you don't know, now you know. I want to say appreciate everybody for coming through this evening, man. We got some interesting stuff to talk about. Some things have happened. Some very interesting things have happened within the past couple of days. And then, earlier this week, some shit happened, yesterday, kind of update that story. We got a lot to talk about. But before we get into all that, Bow Wow, 21, whatever else y'all want to talk about, the gay Tupac, whatever else, there's plenty of shit to talk about. We're going to get into all that. But let's see what friends are in the den this evening. And then we're going to get right into the conversation, man. Because like I said, there's plenty to discuss. Lyric Northside, what's the motherfucking deal? James Harden, what's the motherfucking deal? Beyond a Funny Nigga, Baker Man, Dr. Rabbit, Wink, what's the motherfucking deal? Jaja Era Brooks, what's the motherfucking deal? What's going down? I'll be honest, I didn't even like, who won? Like, some real shit. Like, I thought that hoe was still going on or something. Like, I honestly have not paid any attention. I have not watched the shit. I'm not paying attention to the shit. Like, I don't really give a fuck. Truly, honestly. I don't even know why I asked. I don't even know why I asked. Chris Edwards, what's the motherfucking deal? I should have known. No, just should have known. They wasn't gonna let golf get that shit. You goddamn Rams, you stay in your pen. But man, like I say, a lot to talk about. Interesting shit. I'm gonna spill my little takes, and then we'll open up the Denline so that you guys can 10-3. Oh, that's terrible. That's awful. It's an awful fucking score. That's what I'm telling you. I did not watch that shit. Mark Jarrett, what's the motherfucking deal? That should have been some first quarter shit or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what the fuck was going on with that. Or 13-3. Oh well, same difference. Again, man, like I say, awful shit, terrible shit. Fuck that game. So let's talk about it. I guess we can start with the newest to the oldest. And in news or shit that I never thought I'd ever expect. 21 Savage getting deported. What the fuck is up with that shit? Like, I'm telling you, I would have never ever fucking imagined hearing some shit like that. I thought he was a fucking Atlanta nigga to the bones on 6, nigga. Get you killed, dog. I'm a real dog. That motherfucker, 21 Scallywag. That motherfucker there, dog. That shit there. That shit is wild, man. That shit is fucking crazy, man. Turns out fucking 21 is from fucking England, my nigga. Like, yeah, that boy is from England. So they sent him back to where he belongs. Get your tea and crumpets, you know what I'm saying? They say that nigga 6ix9ine was in there snitching, say, man, that nigga 21, he ain't even from the States on the real, I just, just to get some extra time off my sentence, But yeah, 21 got caught up with some other little dude from Atlanta or something like that. They said, man, shit, get your ass up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So he basically said he came here in 2005, and then I guess he was only supposed to be here for a year, and then his visa fucking expired. You know what I'm saying? And then that was a wrap for him after that. Like, so he never went back. He said it's been expired since then. My thing is like, hey, this nigga done had a couple of run-ins with the law. Like, I ain't wishing nobody to go to jail. That's not the move. But how the fuck they ain't figured this shit out? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did they not find this shit out sooner? This nigga got caught up on somebody else bullshit. Like, he got caught up on somebody else motherfucking move, man. Like, they was trying to arrest old buddy for some shenanigans, and then they just ran his shit, and it, like, I guess he had a hit on his shit. And they was like, ICE was looking for this nigga. Ain't that a bitch? And he got a crazy ass name too. Like, hold on, I had to write that shit down. That shit was wild. Where did I write? Shaya Ben. Abraham Joseph. So he got like an old normal ass last name, one of them old double last names. Like some of my Mexican amigos. My Mexican amigos, you know, they be having them two last names, Sanchez, Barrientos, Suarez, and some shit. But Shia Ben Abraham Joseph. That's some very interesting shit. But I'm gonna talk about some things with old 21. So we know 21 spoke the words you can't speak. And now that now that I'm over the limit of subscribers, I can't talk some of the shit I was talking. They go cancel me real quick while I'm waiting to hopefully get this channel monetized. They're gonna be like, nigga, fuck you and monetize this channel. And they gonna watch this shit and be like, hell nah, we ain't fucking with you. So it is what it is. But yeah, with that being said, yeah, make sure y'all show some love, man, and support the Den, goddamn. Streamlabs.com/The Den Show. Support the Den. We're trying to grow this thing. Got some plans to make it shake, because we know Yahoo they're gonna hit me with their rejection notice real soon. I was like, damn, I ain't even want to get this bitch monetized, but that shit was already in the play. So he talked about the Juicy J's, and you can't say that shit. They gonna get you up out of there for that shit, because it basically started with LeBron singing the fucking song, and they found who said that? Who started that? The 21. Oh, okay, we got 21 for you. Get your ass 21 out of the fucking country. But then he wasn't playing the rap game no more, and that's why I say, like, I didn't really care for his music. His new little album was all right. I don't really care for his music, but the thing about him, I did kind of peep game. He started changing the game up. You know what I'm saying? But what I mean by changing the game up is he stopped with all that buying jewelry shit. Like he got off that whole train. I remember seeing a video of him in the club with some of them California niggas, and he stopped. He wasn't with the fucking throwing money and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't finna throw all that bullshit ass money. He wasn't throwing money at the hoes. Like, this nigga was talking about buying real estate and, and making investment. He started a financial literacy class for, like, low income kids and shit like that. I guess in Atlanta or maybe in the UK, who knows? So again, like I say, it's pretty interesting as far as how that whole situation played out. What the fuck that is? But so again, like I said, they ran him up out of there real quick, and unfortunately, he's gone. D-Love, man up. What's the motherfucking deal? Dominic ain't signed no goddamn petition. It ain't gonna even work like that. So again, very unfortunate what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? He kind of got off the BS train, so they like, then he owned all his own masters, so they wasn't making no money off of him like they was wanting to. Like he had his game on lock. Like I said, I don't care for the music, but I respect the motherfucker's hustle. And shit, matter of fact, I think he was Grammy nominated with the with that shit he did with fucking what's the motherfucker? The rock star. The fucking little dirty looking motherfucker. What's his name? Fuck, I can't think of the dude's name. Post Malone. He did a little song with him, and I think that shit got him Grammy nominated. So again, like I say, when you start following the protocol, yeah, appreciate it. Squirt, King Cam. Yeah, he did a little song with Post Malone, and then that shit was like a hit. And so they, I guess, they was like, hey, you know what, we go ahead and we can't have this shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So basically, they saying he came when he was in 13. So, but a lot of people was talking about how he's so Atlanta. Let me be honest with you, man. 13, that's around that age you start really getting into shit. And I can't knock him. If you live most of your teenage or your early pubescent teen years to this point, you know what I mean? It's kind of where you at, man. Like, shit. Now the accent, the way he talks or all that other shit, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no idea. You know what I mean? But it's just interesting, very interesting. So motherfuckers say they don't like that British rap, so there you go. But that's him. That's 21. That is what it is. We'll find out more about that shit because his camp say it's a misunderstanding. Of course they're gonna say that because they want that bread. But does that tell you something different about maybe English born black people versus American blacks? Is that why? Because I started noticing that, like I said, when you start making that move, but you see American niggas really don't move like that. And you think about the ones that do move like that, they kind of have a different background. So I find that very interesting. So just something to look at. Another one. Let's talk about the Bow Wow situation briefly, and then we'll talk about the other thing. So Bow Wow, if y'all didn't see, I dropped a little video about Bow Wow. And very interesting situation happened with him. He got arrested yesterday. Him and the little chick that they try to make it seem like he beat the broad up. Man, all you got to do is look at the fucking mugshots. And the mugshots tell everything you need to know. Fucking Bow Wow got beat the fuck up, and then the cops said basically they couldn't tell who the aggressor was, or I mean, what the fuck? Y'all wearing shades in the dark or something? Like, well, I don't know what the fuck was going on. Shit, old gal looked like she was buzzed in the fucking picture. She just looked like, I'm just here. Like, I'm wondering, they said she was intoxicated. I wonder if they did any tests on her, if they did anything like that, because she fucked that motherfucker up. It wasn't no question about it. One, I'd like to know, what kind of cops were called to the scene. If it was all male cops, if there was a female cop involved. I'm questioning what happens, just concerned, not saying that it matters, but I would just be interested to know, and he got beat up, dog. He got fucked over. And you could tell he didn't do anything back. There wasn't nothing wrong with that chick, dog. Like, unless he was just punching her in the kneecaps or some shit. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that broad, man. And that's the thing. A motherfucker could call on you. They said she broke a nail. How the fuck, if you grab a lamp drunk and aggressively, you probably gonna break a nail swinging that motherfucker around. You probably broke a nail fucking scratching a motherfucker and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, man. Man, fuck that bitch. That shit don't mean shit. Yeah. Look, y'all already know how I get down, dog. Like, look, she lacking. She got a prime problem. And so I ain't even forgetting all that, but she definitely got a prime problem in that situation. So you can have her. She got that symbolism for the mental issues. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I think. Yeah, from 2006, fucking, what is this? 13 years later, it took him to fucking come get that shit. They say beat the bottom of her feet so she can't walk right. But that's what I'm saying, man. It's a fucked up situation for Bow Wow, because you can tell that motherfucker did not do anything, and then he got caught up in some shit. But the reason why it's always fun to do that, because it brings notoriety. Police like notoriety too. Don't get it twisted. They like getting, the getting a little attention too. So hey, incident happened with Bow Wow. Let's arrest him too. Make some headlines like we out here doing some shit. So it is what it is. I think it's very unfortunate that Shad got caught up in that nonsense. You know what I'm talking about? Like, again, that nigga too little to be fighting anybody anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lil Bow Wow ain't fighting nobody, dog. That what is it, like Mike with lotto ticket ass nigga? You know what I'm saying? Knock the braids off his ass. And that's what I'm saying. It's an unfortunate situation to get caught up in. Now, let's talk about gay Tupac. Now, I'm telling you, the more I hear about this motherfucker, the more I feel like the story is fucking fabricated. Like, no bullshit. I don't understand. Like, to me, it's all a ploy for fucking fame. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker gonna come out. He did a concert yesterday. The fucking Jussie Smollette. And one, he started talking about, the rumor. Just had to pull out a paper. Like, this is why I don't understand. Like, if all this shit happened to you, what the fuck you need this piece of paper to remind you of what took place? I got to remember these 4 things before I get started. So basically the 4 things he was talking about is, my ribs were bruised and not broken. So I had to put that out there. He did not go to the hospital at all. Didn't go to the hospital. So he was never hospitalized. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. So all these people running talking about, like, you got a lot of people on one side. A bunch of people came to the video I did. They was like, oh, he had broken ribs. What do you mean? So bam, your mic is off, because that's false. Didn't have broken ribs. He had bruised ribs. Never went to the hospital. Everybody's talking about, he taking photos from the hospital and all that shit. Never went to the hospital. So that makes it even more suspicious. And it makes it look less of a beating, like they tried to make it seem. He's talking about, I fought the fuck back. Yeah, sure you did, buddy. How does motherfucker? So what did they like when you just wasn't looking, when you just strolling over there by them, one of them just hit you with the okey doke and jumped on you, surprise, and put a fucking rope around your neck? Like, yeah, you are taking the L somehow, some way if a motherfucker's able to get a fucking, motherfucking rope on your neck. Like, and I got some other theories to it, and like I said, we're gonna open up the line here in a minute, but I'm gonna spread some of my other theories. Again, hypothetical. Remember, the den is just entertainment. So he wasn't hospitalized. Said he got cleared by his doctors in LA and Chicago. Interesting. So again, like I say, we'll talk about it. Give me just a second. Like I said, I'm gonna give my theories on possible outcomes of this situation. So anyway, like I said, all that happens, and then at the very end, he talks about he's the gay Tupac. And you have, like I say, when you go through this shit and people believe this bullshit, people will support you no matter what. Had a line out the door for his little concert. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, just a bunch of shenanigans, a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, just tomfoolery shit I just could not get into. And it's just like, the more this dude talks, the more it seems like bullshit, you know? So it is what it is. Now, talk about my little theories that I have on the outcome of this. One or two things, okay? One or two things. And again, who would say something like that? Who would say, I'm the gay Tupac? Of course you're looking for fame. You're looking for something. You're hoping at this outcome. So I'm thinking one or two things, okay? Because the two things that stood out to me the most were, from this whole story, not even just the new shit, is the fucking rope on your neck for 45 minutes. There's no fucking way. Like, if you really felt threatened by some shit like that happening, there's no way you leave that on there. So I feel like it took that time maybe in between all that, because like I said, you walked in the thing basically unscathed. Bruised ribs. Like I said, you could have got nudged hard enough and that shit could happen. That could happen from anywhere. Like I said, you walk past security, you walk past all these people, didn't ask anybody to fucking call 911. You didn't ask anybody to call for assistance. You chill out for 45 minutes with a fucking rope around your neck. I feel like either that's the time they took to try to fabricate a story. Well, when I was out there, I did see two guys out there, so I could say, you know, something happened. Whatever. I think that's either the time they took to fabricate a story, or if it actually did happen. We're talking about Hollywood motherfuckers. You can find any kind of type of person that want to be in movies, want to be in this and that. That could be a whole setup scene to where, okay, well, we're going to get you two guys to do this or make it seem like this. And then, you know, we'll make sure you're unidentifiable. You know, Hollywood motherfuckers, you got makeup, you got all this shit. Again, this could be a stretch, but I just don't see it. But I don't put anything past Lee Daniels because he's a shady motherfucker. Like, the way he did Dame, he paid everybody else their money back, but Dame was the one originally helping him get on. They want to give Dame the money back. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, why is it conveniently you hungry? So I was just hungry, so I went out the Subway at 2 a.m. And if you go and listen to the story that they have on some of these places, it just doesn't even make sense. Because they supposedly they called him this stuff before he went into the Subway. And then when he came out, you know, that's when everything happened. But anyway, whatever. But conveniently, you're on the phone with your manager at 2 o'clock in the morning. What do you have to talk about at 2 a.m. with your manager? You're not doing a show. You just at home chilling. What the fuck is he? I'm hoping he has other clients. Like, what is it that you're just conveniently in that situation that this has happened? You know, is he informing you where the guy's supposed to be at? Is he informing you what's supposed to go down, how you're supposed to react to? Like, I don't know. Like I said, everything seems so funny. And when you bring Hollywood people into the fold, it just makes it that much worse. You know what I'm saying? Look for some saliva. But again, man, and again, damn, say South Philadelphia police shot a man with a taser, man. Come on, god damn. That's awful. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, just a whole bunch of bullshit to the story. It just does not add up. And again, whatever. Like I said, they took that shit and ran with it and made it bigger than what it was. That motherfucker tripped in the middle of the street, if you ask me. I don't fucking know. But here's the deal. Let me open up the line here. Give me just a second. And we're going to talk some shit, man. Let y'all call in, express your thoughts about any of the things we've discussed. 21, Bow Wow's unfortunate situation. We can talk about, we can talk about the fucking Jussie shit or whatever's on your mind. We can talk about anything except the fucking Super Bowl. If you start talking about the Super Bowl, I'm going to hang up on you. Because I don't give a shit about the Super Bowl. I ain't watched that bitch. I told you I wasn't going to watch that hoe. I don't give a fuck about it. So it is what it is. Let me go open that up. ID love. Let's drop the number in this bitch. There goes the numero for the Denline, 833-284-3336. Again, we don't talk sports in the den, so I don't give a fuck about the goddamn Super Bowl. And it is what it is. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's crazy though. The motherfucker exploded. I see the motherfucker. I want to say like in Britain or something. There was a bunch of cops. They fucking tased his ass. The nigga snatched that shit up out. What? Just go ahead, tase me. So I got the nigga snatched that shit out and walked off. Like, well, goddamn. And no, it wasn't 21. So very unfortunate, man. Tell you, weaponized gay says got to go. Like that's what I'm thinking. If there's no proof that shit happened, like I said, it's just so sketchy. It's so sketchy. But it's in like a gray area to where you can't prove it did happen. You can't prove it didn't happen. But just everything else just the way the story unfolds to me, I can't see it being a thing. I just really can't. If it is, that's the most awkward way somebody's ever handled a situation like that ever in their life, especially to make a big deal about it and to start pushing it like you do now. But at that time, it took you that long just to call the police about the situation, especially if you use this a supposed hate crime. You know what I mean? So again, it's just, it's too much. It makes no sense to me. Again, find it very unfortunate, but I just can't see that happening. I tell you what a great way to end the season. Man, I don't even want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about no sports. Sports is done, son. Exactly. Stuff like that makes you look good. When you have, again, if it's either against a celebrity or for a celebrity and you solve a case, high profile shit like that, makes you look good, makes your department look good. So, again, they got a dozen cops assigned to one case. Who else gets that kind of treatment? Who gets that kind of treatment? Nobody. Again, for it to not even have been as major as they did. That's why he keeping the phones. He got to clear all that shit off of there. I'll get you the records. He said he gonna get them. Somebody said, look, go ahead and But since they're not treating him like a criminal, they're not gonna subpoena for him. So he's gonna have to get it himself. And it is what it is. He might be into some wild stuff. I don't put it past nobody. Again, like I say, he might be into dressing up like Tupac. Again, he say he the gay Tupac. Who knows what he's into, man? I don't fucking know. All these celebrities are fucking weird. They join all these weird ass fucking sex cults and all this other shit. But I ain't gonna lie. If I was super rich and famous, I'd probably have me a sex cult. It'd be the hoes of Honcho. I think it would be great. I think it would be an awesome idea. And I'm thinking about it now. So let me figure out how I can do that. How do you get indoctrinated into the hoes of Honcho? But like I say, hey man, look, I can't sing though. See, if I could sing, then it'd be over with. If I could sing, it'd be game over with. Shit, you automatically get the ladies if you can sing. Shit. It's game over. I came out shit. I'll be rejected. I start singing. That shit sound like a fucking stung dog or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And then when I'm old, they'll say I sexually assaulted them. Probably. But I have everything on tape. I have all kind of fucking sex contracts signed up and everything on tape. So I'll be like, well, if you want me to release the videos, I'll be more than happy to release the videos. Like, ain't no shame in my game. You can make it shake. I sell all the fucking videos to Vivid or something like that. Does Vivid still exist? Old fucking porn company still. I remember Vivid. Y'all, if you old school or older, like I said, I don't know if they still do. But everything used to be a fucking Vivid video, you know. And that was such a proper name for a porn company, Vivid Video. It was vivid in a motherfucker, all right. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, all these little situations are crazy to have, you say 20 weight away from, oh, that's what's up. Shit. That's what's up, man. Better than waters of Goose Creek. I'm going to take him over there by Liberty. You know what I'm saying? Take him over by the Trinity River. If you pledge yourself to me, you will reign forever within the Trinity River. But you know what I'm saying? It's a crazy situation. 21 Cabbage. Yeah, 21, they got the memes. The memes have been off the chain. They have gone to, and that's the thing, that's what the internet is good for. They good for giving you some goddamn memes about some shit, man. You saw the Foot Locker, my man. I'm telling you, look, they don't want that. They don't trust me. They don't want that. Like, I just we have to go. We have to do something. That's some new shit though. The illegal alien rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some new shit. Like he took it to the next level. Like if you domesticate, if you're a domestic rapper, you should be ashamed of yourself. If you ain't on by now. You know what I'm saying? You got to motherfucker be. You got to get on your grind. This nigga wasn't even in the country the whole time. He was only in this bitch for 13 years. Came up and shit. Niggas been rapping for 13 years, still ain't came up. So shit. No excuses, my friend. You know what I'm saying? Man, I didn't watch not a commercial. I did not watch a down. I did not watch a minute, not a single second of the entire display, the shenanigan, the fucking commercial, nothing. I didn't watch nothing. Like I forgot what time it came on. My bad. I had to sneeze. I ain't want y'all hearing that shit. Alakazam. Yeah, I ain't watching none of that shit, man. That shit was, I ain't even with it, man. You could have been out tricking. You know what I'm saying? Hold up, baby. So we had a convo last night about when we was in high school, middle school, Uvu was there, and there was no FaceTime. I've seen that Uvu shit. You know, I ain't never used that shit, but I heard that shit was supposed to be cool. Yeah. Man, look. I'm trying to think what the motherfucker used to fuck with back in the Gap, man. Like I say, you know, before all that shit, it was always Yahoo. Yahoo was the livest shit shaking. And then they got rid of, man, I just saw some shit that Yahoo had like a live messenger thing. Oh man, we don't want to talk about the unofficial mixtape. That whole setup was a thing. AOL was cool, man. AOL was cool, but Yahoo was the lick. Yahoo is where you got the most action, dog. Yahoo was used to get it in. You said I got a cousin that's been rapping since '86. Damn, that's bad business. That's bad business for real. Yahoo was the shit. I'm telling you, AOL was cool, but like at first, you know, ASLR, you had to get motherfuckers to email you some old suspect shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was just so questionable. Yahoo, because Yahoo had groups before groups was a thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Yahoo had Yahoos, exactly. The Pick and Meek Mill, Bob Kraft, and Jeff Bezos. No, I hadn't. But Meek on some new shit. Fucking, I seen Bob Kraft. They said he was out there dancing with Cardi B and shit. So Kraft, that's why he out here winning Super Bowls. That nigga cool, man. That nigga say fuck it, we go get it in. But Black Planet was kosher. Black Planet, yeah, it was scored a little hype off Black Planet. I ran into some I don't know. There are some interesting situations on Black Planet. For the most part, it was some wins, but I can remember one or two situations just like, yeah, this will be a first and a last. They gonna be looking at him like he trading on them and shit. You know what I'm saying? You fucking with Kraft, you ain't fucking with Philly, my nigga. Was really good. Yeah, man. Look, Yahoo, shit. The Yahoo was the easiest action to get them off the chatting into the real action. That's into the real world. Yahoo was live at 5. Black Planet. I ain't fuck with Black Planet. Like I say, early 2003, 2004 ish. Yeah, I got some hype off Black Planet. Now you got too many. Everybody's doing everything. What was that other shit? The one I think for the Mexicans, like Mi Gente or some shit like that. So, you know, like I said, a lot of shenanigans. A lot of shenanigans out there. But again, it is what it is. Oh damn. Well, goddamn. But you know, I want to talk about this situation though. Damn, they resell niggas hitting licks on the. Hey, you gotta hit a lick anytime you can. You gotta hit licks on the ticks, man. If you want to be there, you gotta be there. But my thing is though, looking at the situations that took place, looking at the Bow Wow dilly dally versus the other attack. Like I said, you're talking about one man versus a small woman versus some other dude versus two guys. Pause. In an attack, in a sneak attack versus a fully aware situation, I guess you could say, with Bow Wow. He just knew she was out there tripping. So the sneak attack, and you come away with one light, small little scratch. But yet you have a real attack, like I said, against an angry, intoxicated woman. Damn. I say at the end of the day, we all gonna die. Oh, you text me? Okay, yeah, I seen it. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, yeah, because I did like a little video talking about the old Bow Wow situation. But my thing is just like shit. Again, you got a whole attack. Two motherfuckers trying to fuck you up with hateful intentions. You know what I'm saying? But then you have a chick who just drunk and out of there. She probably cuckoo. We already know how that situation plays out. But the motherfucker who fighting with the female and not trying to fight her gets way more scarred up, bruised up, hurt than the 60-second jumping that supposedly had broken ribs. Now you find out you don't got broke ribs. All this other stuff that was originally put out there that is not true. Because I was gonna say, man, it's pretty tough to go out and sing with broken ribs and shit. It's hard to breathe and shit. But Vincent, what's the motherfucking deal? And Unbeaten, what's the motherfucking deal? But like I say, it's a crazy situation, man. I don't know what the world's coming to. I really don't. Because I don't know what to expect next. Like I say, you know, rappers getting deported, niggas getting beat up, all this shit happening in Atlanta. You know, I guess that's probably part of the reason. You got to think about. I think you got to think about it has something to do with Atlanta. Yeah. A surprise like a motherfucker. Yeah, somebody was trying to play cowboy. You know what I'm saying? A rope situation got a little sketchy. It's just it's a tough one, man. It's super tough. But again, like I say, you know, I think it's designed in a way that, or the way that the whole situation happened, it's in a way that it's going to be pretty tough to really be able to tell what really happened, because it's like I say, it's such a sketchy fucking situation, you know. Yeah, and my thing is, here's what I'm saying, because people are like, well, he got hate mail. If this is the same time people, like, look at it like this. If it's the same people who took the effort to send you hate mail, stalk you, track you down, wait for a couple of hours, basically, because the lady said, oh, they were there like 90 minutes before the whole shit took place. So you're talking about 90 minutes. I fucking nose started getting stuffy for some reason. No, I'm not reading no Super Bowl nothing. I don't care about the game at all. But like I say, 90 minutes in the fucking cold. Now keep in mind, it was like 9 degrees in that bitch. I'm sure anywhere between 0 and 10 degrees feels about the same. So let's just say though that some of these people went through all this effort to find you. All this effort to find you and attack you. You think they're just going to ease up on you? That means they have malice in their hearts, because something about you they hate and they want to wipe you out. They don't want to just send a message. They sent a message with the fucking letter, if that's the case. Again, this is all hypothetical. So if they are out there and they got a chance to get their hands on you, they gonna body you. You know, I fought the fuck back. No, the fuck you didn't, dog. Shut your simpleton ass up. You know, because if that was the case and it wasn't that major, it would have been what it was. Nobody yells fucking MAGA country. What? That's the shit that sealed the deal for me. Like MAGA country. Make America Great Again country. Like, again, like I say, you know, it was just some old movies. Somebody had their kid draw some shit, you know, they'll get his handwriting sample and that motherfucker commits a crime in like 15 years from now. They're like, hey, you're the motherfucker that drew this letter. And then they went through the whole serial killer process that they saw from all the other movies and chop up a bunch of letters so you can't tell who sent it. And it's like, shit. I mean, that's my thing. If you were really that concerned about it and you were trying to help out, it would have took you no time to get that fucking phone records to me. Even if you didn't want to give me your phone, you'd have had the phone records the next day. It don't take no time to fucking get phone records. It's not that difficult shit. You pull the shit up online in some cases. Again, this is another reason why I say that I fucking so I got hit with a couple news once right after a motherfucker did the Warrior Princess. Damn, that's bad business. Here's the deal, though. Here's the deal. Talking about he kept the rope on to preserve evidence, right? If you were trying to preserve evidence, then why would you wait so long to call? Why would you give these people the time to get out of the area? Why wouldn't you immediately, hey, let me hang up, let me call a motherfucking police and tell them to be on the lookout for yada, yada, yada. And this is why I say a lot of this stuff just does not add up to me. You know, he was saving the rope to preserve the evidence. No, the fuck he wasn't. Because if it was all about evidence and capturing these motherfuckers, you'd have called the laws immediately. Your manager would have hung up and called the police immediately. You still could have been walking home while you called the fucking police. Like, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, you know. So like I say, it's just too many little holes, too many pinholes in the story for it to really be justifiable for me. Because until I see some, I haven't seen any attack. The footage that they showed of actual people in that area, you would think after you've done something wrong, illegal, bad, especially cause harm to somebody else in public, and you want to remove yourself from the scene, are you going to just casually stroll away? You know what I'm saying? Or are you just going to take your time and say, oopsie days, I'm just going to skip on over here. I'm going to skip on over there. No, you go fucking take off running. And you telling me that nobody caught anything on camera of 2 or 3, 2 guys running away from the scene of a crime? And you'll tell if a motherfucker running. Like, just none of that shit makes fucking sense to me. Who the fuck is getting Subway at 2 in the morning? I've had some very hungry evenings. Okay. Midnight McDonald's is about as good as it gets. and I'm not walking in no fucking cold. No, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it depends if I've been after a club somewhere and I'm like on the other side of town heading home, then I'm gonna stop on the way. But fucking story just too fishy, man. I hope that something happens, but ultimately I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen with this situation. How it's all gonna pan out, and that is what's going on, brother. And that is what's gonna pan out from this story is nothing's gonna happen. They're never gonna find anybody because these mofos don't exist, and they're just going to brush the story under the rug, and these people on one side are going to believe it happened, and they're going to justify it and be like, yeah, and he survived. He's a warrior. And then his career is going to blow up because right now he looks like some type of martyr, like some type of hero. Because if you'd have seen how the people were reacting at the fucking thing, it's even a little video where he's talking about he's the gay Tupac. And they're like, yeah, we don't believe that shit. But basically talking about, the fake story, or what he called the fake stories or whatever, so people who are going to blindly follow that shit because that's what they want to believe. So again, very interesting week, very, very peculiar shit happening, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, people going to choose to believe what they want to believe. I mean, ain't nothing you can do about it. So there's that. Look that. Call the goddamn Denline. What's on your mind? I want to talk about the Super Bowl. I don't want to talk about that shit. That's why I don't want to call it Denline. Goddamn. But again, like I say, it's a shitty situation. Let's go ahead and do this, and let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They gonna do them like the Caitlyn Jenner, until he fuck around and kill somebody. They gonna brush that under the rug like it never happened. That's what I say. When people like something, they're gonna go through whatever avenue that they can. They're gonna choose whatever they want to coincide with their beliefs. Like I said, I don't have anything against the dude. I didn't know who the fuck he was before this. Like, never heard of him, never seen him, never knew nothing about him. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, shit, I don't have anything against the motherfucker, but I'm just looking at the story, looking at the whole situation. It could have been anybody. Shit, it could have been fucking, Gary Coleman dead. So, I don't know. I don't know who somebody else. I have no idea. But it just seems like a very suspect situation. And it's a situation where I have no idea how they're going to expose it, but it needs to be exposed because I just feel like it's some type of fraudulence. And again, the man hours, I was going to say manpower, but we ain't going to go down that road. The man hours that have been put behind trying to resolve this case, I just don't feel like it's there. I mean, I have no idea. All right, well, I appreciate that. Was that ckin? But again, man, like I said, it's a crazy situation, man. It's really unfortunate that it played out the way that it did. So, and the funny thing about it, when I look at it, when I see what's going on with this situation, is that a lot of people, and again, I don't know because I don't know the people, but there's been a lot of people on the video who've said, hey, I'm gay, this and this. And to me, I don't even believe it. And then people talk about certain experiences and things like that. And a lot of the gay people say they believe it's the same thing. Like it's some type of sexual situation that turned into something else. So I've been attacked. I've been called all kind of things this week. I've been called homophobic because I didn't talk about him being gay in the first video. I don't think I talked about it much in the second one, but I've been called homophobic for not talking about him being gay. So I'm trying to brush it under the rug, his sexuality and how important it was to this situation. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what kills me. Hold on one second. I gotta let me clear my throat. Alakazam. All right, there we go. Alibaba Shabam. We're back. So, again, man, crazy shit, man. Oh, matter of fact, you know what we were supposed to do tonight? We were supposed to do Sunday night confessions tonight. Okay, because I did say we were going to do something like that, but some of these other little stories came up. So, you know, it's you drink a lot of belly. Oh man. I just think him and Lee Daniels up to something. I always thought it was interesting how they try to force you to accept the gay lifestyle on TV. That's what I say. I've never watched it, man. Like I say, I've never. It's just certain things I can't get in. Like shit that pushes stereotypical black stuff, I don't get into. You know, not saying I don't watch black movies or things, but it's just shit that just overwhelmingly pushes the stereotype. I'm not with it. Like I say, I don't have anything against gay people, but things that try to push the black and gay agenda and try to merge it into one, because it's a lot of that out there. I really don't support that. I think black people have their own agenda. I think gay people have their own agenda. As you know, everybody has their own agenda of what they need to take care of. And when you start trying to blend all that shit in together, I'm not with the shit, man. Like again, like I say, I don't hate on people, but I'm not out there encouraging or running around support. I barely support shit that niggas be into. So I got to figure out my own situation before I start jumping somewhere else trying to help some motherfuckers out. It's just that I just kind of walk in my own lane, man, and that's just how I see shit. But yeah, man, Lee Daniels is a suspect character, very suspect character. I got something I want to talk about. Did y'all hear about Monique? Did I talk about that? About Monique threatening to slap Steve Harvey? How do y'all? Here's my thing, and I think I talked about it briefly. Well, you goddamn right, brother. I know some black people, brother, and they're about as black as they get. They're goddamn purple. You know, purple world, purple stuff, purple rain, you know, all that good shit. But that means just really, really purple ass, dark ass black people. But Monique, you know, basically alleged, and this is where I'm tying this, I'm making segues, because she alleged that Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah basically, you know, squeezed her out the game. And if you look, she hasn't done shit since Precious. I mean, she has one or two other little things, but she hasn't been doing much for herself. And again, you know, she had the Netflix situation last year, and I'm not a person who's telling anybody to say, well, you're only worth this much. You know, hey, you believe, whatever you believe you're worth, that's what you're worth. Because I won't have anybody telling me, man, you only worth this or you only worth that. You know what I'm saying? No, okay. I forgot to put that on there. No wonder I'm tripping. I forgot to put all that little shit on there. Did it show up? No, that didn't show up. Because while I'm talking about it. But make sure if you're not, that you are following the Den Show on the proper channels. Den Show Live, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good shit. Can you see me? Anyway, let me get off that shit. But you know, so Monique was basically, she had a situation with the Netflix thing last year. So if you didn't know about the Netflix thing, it was basically Netflix offered her, I think, like $500,000 to do a special. Now, most of us can't relate to that and say she turned it down because she felt like she was worth more. She's like, well, I got a resume. Well, your resume has been kind of rusty since 2009. You haven't really done shit, you know. But what I think is that she started smelling herself after Precious, because she got nominated and she won a whole lot of awards. And so, you know, when you, what is it? No, Grammys is music. Oscars, I think, is the Oscar nominated, Oscar winning, whatever. So I think she won an Oscar for the Precious role. Got nominated from a lot of local and smaller things, you know. And so usually when you in that role, you know, your pay scale goes up. But the thing that you got going is you won that for a dramatic role, not for your comedy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but that's the thing. That's the funny thing. Because I saw there's people who came and commented, and again, like I said, they're claiming it could be anybody. You can be anybody you want to be on the internet. But they said, hey, I'm black and I'm gay and I don't believe this dude. And so that was very interesting. Like I saw a whole bunch of people say that. like I say, multiple. You know, most people who were gay, most people who were black, and then most people who were black and gay, you know, on that video were saying, you know, what they felt. And I found that very interesting. So, you know, because somebody had said they called me a homophobic and said I was doing all this other stuff. And one guy, he said, you know, he was a black and gay person. He actually had a real profile picture. So I asked him, you know, his opinion, like, you know, do you feel like I was attacking or was I disrespectful or anything? He said no. And so I was like, I said, okay, I didn't think so. So it's just crazy people who want to champion causes for other people. Like, I even had white people tell me, oh, well, you should be ashamed because you should be backing up the black guy in this situation. Why? Like, who the fuck are you to tell me who I'm supposed to like? That's just as bad as anybody trying to call somebody racist or something. Oh, you're supposed to be backing up that. Well, I'm not supposed to do a motherfucking thing. Like, I'm supposed to have a motherfucking opinion and decide what the fuck I want to think. That's what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Like, I'm not on no blind blackness. I'm not on no. That's why I say I don't assign myself to anything. I'm looking at every fucking situation and look at the details in this situation and say, okay, this makes sense. That doesn't make sense. This is reasonable. And it's a lot of shit, man. It's a lot of shit that makes me, you know, I can be honest about it. Like, it's a lot of shit that I want to be like, damn, I don't want to believe that. But if I'm looking at the fucking facts, you know, it is what it is, man. Like, it is what the fuck it is. And I mean, it may make me feel not questionable, but you know, I may be a little upset about it because fuck, why we tripping like this? Why is it? But I'd rather have the truth than just push an agenda and be on some bullshit. I'd rather be genuine and take an L than be fabricating to try to claim a win that's not really real. And you got a lot of people that do that. But getting back to the Monique situation, so Monique got offered $500,000 to do a Netflix special. She declined it. Said she wanted like $1 million or $2 million. I can't remember because that's when, you know, Dave Chappelle and them got a bunch of money, and Amy Schumer tried to say she was worth Dave Chappelle fucking Chris Rock money, when she's the reason that Netflix had to change their entire fucking rating system because her shit got one of the fucking lowest ratings ever because motherfuckers wasn't fucking with the shit. Like, it was trash. Okay, hold on. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in to the den this evening? Hello. We'll find it. I ain't want to talk to y'all anyway. You want to hang up on a player. But again, so like I said, you know, you had a lot of people who didn't like the Amy Schumer shit. So anyway, so she felt like she should get more money. But my thing is, I'm like, there has to be, at that time I was looking, I was like, man, let's be realistic. Netflix is a business. When you say, hey, Dave Chappelle's going to do, we're going to bring in Dave Chappelle to do some stand-up. Dave Chappelle hadn't released stand-up in years. He already turned down, $50 million or whatever way back then. So you definitely going to have to come with it now to bring him back because people love what he does. He sells out shows. Everywhere he goes, it's sold out. I want to say not the last time. I think he's been back since then, but like the second to last time he came, I went to the show. Great show. He's a natural. Dave Chappelle's going to sell out no matter where he goes. It don't matter if it's a fucking underground club. Don't matter if it's fucking, you know, Madison Square Garden or some shit, you know. But, and I think that's what was Amy Schumer's argument because I think she had sold out Madison Square Garden or some shit like that or a couple of times. And so, but, you know, she was trying to say, oh, it's sexist and it's racist and it's trying to get everybody behind it. It's so cheap to use that shit. Like, that's why I say I hate, that's why I say I got to question everything. It's so cheap to use it's sexist and it's racist. No, it's business. And so if you're not fitting the business mold, and that is, if I say, hey, if I'm Netflix, I say Dave Chappelle's coming back and we got his stand-ups, people are going to fucking subscribe to Netflix just to watch it. You telling me, oh, $10 a month or $12, whatever, they moved it up now. It's like 12, 14, 15, I forget, whatever, it's still worth it. But $15. So basically you telling me I can see 4 Chappelle stand-ups for $15. Is that worth it? Fuck yes. Fuck yes. I'm finna fucking watch that shit, man. I'm finna fucking, the fucking tickets were expensive. We had some good ass seats. The host was a couple $100. We damn near was like 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 or 5 rows back. Like, I made eye contact with Dave Chappelle. That made me feel some kind of way. It made me feel funnier inside. Nah, but man, look, I've been fucking with my old lady because she was listening to it while I was she was doing some homework or something while I was listening to the to your stand up. And I was laughing about that wall shit. Wall. I've been saying that shit like the last couple of days. But the thing about it is, you'll pay for that. $15 to see some Dave Chappelle. If you were a fan of the Chappelle Show or whatever, you gonna fuck with it. Amy Schumer had fans. I think a lot of people dropped off of her whenever they start seeing how much of the jokes she stole. And I think even when women saw that she was stealing from other women, a lot of people stopped fucking with her. And she's smelling herself like she's one of the greatest ever. She's not that good. She's a fucking, anyway, that's Amy Schumer's a different topic, a different argument. We'll get on that one day. But not funny, not humorous, just honestly terrible. And speaking of not funny women, I was unbiased, and I said, I'm going to go listen to some Tiffany Haddish stand-ups. And I'm going to be honest, man, like I said, you know what? I'm not even going to pay attention. I'm just going to listen. I'm going to cut off all my feeling. And I don't even think I smirked. You know what I'm saying? I honestly don't even think I smirked, dog. Like, and it wasn't really funny. Like she didn't have no flow to her comedy. It just really wasn't that good. And you know, it is what it is. Like I like the old school female comics. Like I said, I was a big fan of some more. What's the other one we mentioned? Cheryl Underwood. There was another one. And you know, it's a couple other ones that were actually pretty funny in my book. But again, it is what it is. But anyway, getting back to Monique, like I said, turn down the money, start pushing all that shit. Oh, it's racist, it's sexist, it's racist, it's sexist. That's fucks up for when the situations are really, really racist and they're really sexist. Because then it comes out after that, Wanda Sykes comes out and basically said, well, Netflix only offered her $250,000. Again, you offer me $250,000. Look, you can offer me $32.50 right now. I'll go do a stand-up for an hour and I ain't got no material. Okay? So to be complaining about $250,000, 500,000, whatever, and I understand, you know, because you basically, I guess, giving up your rights to the shit, and I understand the business, so I'm talking shit, but you're doing a $500,000 for an hour of your time, and a lot of the times, what it is these people already have a stand up, they just kind of take it as a special, and then they just sell it to them. So again, like I said, it is what it is. But my thing is, so I guess as a normal person, we can't see it, but they're looking at, I'm a comedian, I have all this resume, I feel like I should be up here. Okay, well, you haven't been relevant in so many years. And you can say that about Dave, but Dave kind of had a little tour coming back before he got back on, and people saw how much he loved him. But his Saturday Night Live was one of the most watched Saturday Night Lives ever. People who don't even like SNL were watching it. So, again, Dave is Dave. You can't compare yourself to Dave. So, like I say, she's complained about that. So that's that. Okay, so that kind of thing is kind of over and done with. She said, fuck Netflix, I want my worth. So now comes around to, I think she was on The View the other day. And she was on The View and she was talking about, she only got paid $50,000 for Precious. And my thing is, you got $50,000 for that. You know, you complain about the Netflix shit, bitch. Anyway. And so her contractual obligations were to just, you know, film and do whatever. So basically they wanted her to go to the Cannes Film Festival, go overseas, go international, and promote the movie. She was like, nah, I'm not doing it. I'm spending time with my family. My thing is, you're fucking up. This is my opinion. I can't tell nobody how to do their business. Yeah, you want to spend family time. Sometimes I don't stream. Sometimes I spend family time. It is what it is. But I ain't getting paid $50,000. I ain't getting paid shit. But you know, you gotta understand branding yourself. And so, one, if they paying for you to go over there, because first that's what it's gonna be. You have to pay for my flight, you know, my hotel and all that other shit. I'm sure they're gonna be more than happy to cover that. But she's like, I did my contractual obligations and I'm done with it. So you're talking about Oprah called you. You're talking about Tyler Perry called you. You're talking about, you know, Lee Daniels called you. And fuck Lee Daniels, it is what it is. But you're saying that these people called you to reach out to you. Now, you know, these are the three of the most powerful black people in Hollywood. Sometimes you got to grease the fucking wheels. And she's just like, I'm not working without getting paid. What you don't realize is you go do that work for free. Sometimes you got to work for free. Sometimes you got to volunteer. You know, sometimes all your work isn't getting paid right there. Sometimes it's the work that you put in and you continue to put in. You build up that skill set. And it's that one time that you're able to utilize that skill set that pays off for all the work that you put in behind it. And that's what that would have been. If you'd have went out there to the Cannes Film Festival, internationally mingled, rubbed shoulders, put your face out on an international stage, because she's not an international star. she's a black American star. I don't think it's a lot of. Precious got some critical acclaim, so a lot of people saw her from that. But it's a lot of people who didn't know who she was before Precious. A lot of people don't even know she still exists. So if you went and rubbed shoulders and put your face out there, yeah, you might have had to lose a little time with your family. Maybe you might have, weren't getting paid for it. But that sets you up for your next opportunity, your next opportunity, your next opportunity. Because before that, she was doing Fat Girls, Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins, a little voice acting here and there. So you really didn't even have a major fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? You didn't really have a major thing out there outside of Precious. And so instead of going and marketing that and marketing yourself, again, rubbing shoulders with other directors and showing that, hey, I'm an amicable person, you basically say, fuck it. Nah, I ain't doing it. And so Whoopi was like, man, I wish you would have called me, and I could have, because, you're expected, even though it's not in the contract, you're expected still to promote the film, whatever. She's like, if you'd have called me, I could have schooled you on that. And she was polite about it in a sense, but she was just basically like, nah, because I wasn't getting paid for it. I know my worth, this, and this. So after that happened, and this is a conversation, if it was in private, it should have stayed in private. She should have went, and she said after the show that her and Whoopi had a conversation. And Whoopi basically told her, hey, you got to look out for yourself. You got to go and figure out, you got to make sure you take care of your business. But she's like, well, I'm trying to do it for, the little girl out there who, hasn't made it yet, who's not born yet. Like, she tries to put it on this old holier than now, like I'm on this super mission. Like, shut that shit up. I'm not doing nothing for nobody that don't exist. I'll do some shit for a motherfucker who, the motherfucker who ain't born yet, what is they coming to 30, 40, 50 years later? If you're not making a tremendous leap, then they aren't going to know who you are. You're just going to be a middle of the road person, some B-roll type person. So you're not really doing it for them. If somebody says, I want to grow up to be Monique, who's really saying that? And I'm not knocking Monique. I'm not saying that she hasn't had accomplishments. She had the little Parker show, but again, she played a desperate big woman. Played that, and it was a kind of a lame role. It was funny because people like laughing at big people. People like laughing at big women, being desperate. But it wasn't just because she was so humorous. She was just a desperate woman. Outside of that, she's had a couple of things, but a lot of it has been just playing on her being a big woman. She had the book, Don't Trust Skinny People, or Skinny People Can't Cook, some shit like that. So your whole ploy has been placed based off you being big. Not about you really doing any. Fat Girls was the movie because she couldn't get a fine man because she was fat or some shit like. So your whole thing has been based off trying to be fat. You know what I'm saying? And so how is that? What little girl wants to look up to that? That's not fat. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, if I'm fat, I can be a BC level movie star. You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't know, she was in that open marriage shit. She was fucking with some old weirdo niggas. She was hairy and shit. She used to shave her legs. I don't know about that, bro. Monique she's had a radio show and she had a TV show, and neither one of them bitches lasted for a whole year, if I'm not mistaken. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, she's losing in on everything, and that's what it is. She done lost weight. She ain't got no gimmick, and now she mad, But I think she got like a YouTube channel or something. Like I said, I was watching some shit about it. But my thing is, sometimes, hey, you gotta do. Well, let me not say a favor for a favor, because that'll get you in a sketchy spot. But my thing is, sometimes you gotta show that you willing to go above and beyond to get shit done. And I'm gonna be honest, that's like an issue, not just with her, but like I've noticed with some black folks, because and why I'm saying with that, and not just black folks, but I pay attention to what black people do. I know it happens with everybody. Motherfuckers like, I go to this job, I'm only getting paid minimum wage, so I'm only doing minimum wage work. That's why you always gonna be a minimum wage worker. Man, any job you do, you go above and beyond the call of duty. We had a conversation like this. I want to say Ed Man had called in. He was talking about when he was working at Little Caesars, he was stealing hot and ready's and shit, and I'm lying. Let me stop lying on Ed Man. But if you're at a minimum wage job, especially where you have customers and people are seeing it, you busting your ass, these customers aren't all minimum wage people. These people have, connections and plugs. This is the same as networking. And they see, this dude is working fucking hard as hell. I know such and such needs an employee. Hey, man, you ain't making much money here. If you're looking for another job, I know somebody over here. And like I said, when I was in McDonald's, I used to get offers all the fucking time, man. All the fucking time. And fucking motherfuckers like, man, you work hard. You bust your ass. So, man, hey, if you ever look at, had a background issue. Again, like I said, I have my issues, and it is what it is, and that's why, I got to do what I got to do to stay afloat. But that's my problem. That's my decision. That's the mistakes that I made, and I try to share that shit to keep other motherfuckers from making them same dumbass mistakes. But you have people who don't want to work. And that's why anytime I get an opportunity, I'm gonna bust my motherfucking ass. 'Cause I'm not granted a whole bunch of opportunities, you know. But you get people who go to these jobs and all I'm getting paid is this. You wasn't complaining about that shit when you applied for the motherfucking job. You weren't complaining about how much you were getting paid. You was happy to sign that little shit. Oh, I got a job, this, and then now I got and it's. But like I say, I see it with certain people, and a lot of times it's like black women. Because I don't know why. Again, it is what it is. And I'm not saying black women don't work hard. You know, upper class black ladies, and they put in grind. I've seen them be some of the hardest workers ever. But it's a lot of that poverty mindset. When black people that have the poverty mindset. And again, I'm sure it's with anybody with poverty mindset. But like I say, this is what I see because this is what I know. We talk about it at McDonald's. We talk about it at dollar stores or whatever. And these motherfuckers don't want to give you. They give you shitty customer service. We talked about that. You know, they give you fucking. Kiora, I don't even know who that is. And they give you shitty customers or whatever it is. When you have an impoverished mindset, you will stay in that if you continue to operate from an impoverished mindset. If you're giving your minimal, I'm only getting minimum wage, so I'm giving minimum effort. But you go get minimum in return. But when you go above and beyond that, that's when the opportunities come. Because you don't ever know who's fucking watching you. You never know who's fucking watching you. You could be that one customer that come into the store, 3 times a week or once a week, but every time they come in, they see you busting your ass, and they got an opportunity with somebody looking to hire somebody and say, hey man, it's this guy at the store. Every time I come in, hey man, you need to check this out. And you'll be surprised by how that happens, man. You'll be surprised at the opportunity. But when you just, I don't know, whatever, it is what it is. But getting back to Monique, because I went way off on a tangent. But getting off to Monique, and the thing is, she tried to hit Whoopi with that whole shit, and Whoopi's like, man, you got to look out for yourself. And she's like, at that moment, I knew Whoopi didn't care about me. Like, how the fuck, if she didn't care about you, she wouldn't have said shit to you. You wouldn't have came to your fucking dressing room or whatever and told you, hey, you need to focus on yourself and not miss out on these opportunities because you ain't got a whole lot of opportunities left. You know how the game is. If you're going to be a Hollywood motherfucker, you got to accept how the Hollywood weird shit is. You signed up for that. That's what you want to be a part of. But Monique feels, because she executive produced some like fat girl beauty pageant. I forgot what the name of it was. And I ain't knocking the fat hoe. Everybody, the BBWs need love too. BBWs, not fabs. But, the thing about it is she executive produced. So that's, well, what has Whoopi ever executive produced? She's always been the help. And it's like, whoa, why are you throwing her under the bus for some shit? Whoopi has accomplished. Whoopi has degrees. I may not agree with her politics or some of her beliefs, but Whoopi's an accomplished person. She's an author. She's actually, like I said, got degrees. She's done comedy. She's done movies on a much bigger scale than Monique ever has, and actually been the star of the fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? And if you really want to look at it, shit, Whoopi's worth significantly more than Monique is. And Whoopi Goldberg's making $5 million a year just sit on the fucking View and talk shit. Monique's net worth, I think, is like $13 million. Now, I ain't worth none of that shit, so I really shouldn't be talking about either one of these motherfuckers, but I'm talking about it, goddamn. And so she's making a third of your net worth just to sit there and talk shit. So obviously she got some games she can teach you. You know what I'm saying? Obviously got some games she can teach you. But instead, sometimes you go against the grain, sometimes you don't. And that's something I got to learn myself too, because I'll be going against the grain. But, I ain't had no opportunity to go with the grain, so I'm going to keep going against the grain until then. But my thing is, yeah, and that's the thing. Motherfuckers don't know how to. You say okay, Kia Ora from New Zealand. Okay, I thought you saying Kia Ora from New Zealand. Appreciate that. I thought you meant like I don't know why. Kia Ora sounds like a Instagram model name or something. That's what I don't know, man. Like, I don't know where my mind is. Man, appreciate that. K Ray Z. What's happening, man? I appreciate it. I swear I don't know what I was like. Kia Ora is like this, like one of them Instagram booty chicks. I have no idea what it is, but appreciate that. How do you also, man? Welcome to the den. Welcome to everybody new in the den, man. There's some of y'all just sitting there looking and listening, man. Getting that conversation. We're all friends in the den, whether you agree or disagree, as long as you can back up your position and your plan. Man, we all friends in the den. As long as you ain't just saying no crazy shit, it's all very respectful because we've been, well, some of y'all, like I said, a lot of y'all are new, have come in through since those last couple of videos, but we've been doing this for a little while, and y'all are all welcome to join into the conversation. Don't ever feel any kind of way just because, you see a lot of folks talking, man. We embrace everybody here. It's all about having good conversation, having understanding, and seeing different perspectives, because that's what it's all about. But again, like I say, with her, so she basically talking about Whoopi Goldberg's the help. She ain't never been nothing. Like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure she had leading roles. Shit, Sister Act 1 and 2 is bigger than anything fucking Monique ever did. Like, hands down. What was that other movie she played in? What was it, Eddie? She has a couple other things, Color Purple, all that other stuff. Like, what has Monique really done that's been a what you would call A plus or a mainstream movie outside of Precious? And you weren't the star of that. You know what I'm saying? Man, I saw that, the American Descendants of Slaves, and I kind of started learning about that a little bit today because I saw that they were talking about Joy Reid and that other chick basically undermined it. I was looking on Twitter, and the chick who was talking about they were all bots, she was trying to deny it. I didn't say that. I didn't say this. I mean, it was like, clearly you did. But I got to look a little bit more into the movement to get a better understanding of it. But it seems very interesting. So I'll definitely look into that, though. But, my thing is, all right, Lyric Northside, I'm take off my breeches, get a miss some kid. That's what I'm talking about, goddamn brother. But yeah, and people don't want to work for anything anymore, especially like this newer generation. I'm not knocking everybody, but you see this movement out there called banned billionaires, and people is like really with that shit. Like, so you're talking about knock all the people who grinded hard, who came up, who did with it? Like, I'm not knocking nobody. I don't care if I'm not on the winning side or not. I can't knock anybody's hustle. I can't knock anybody for strategizing a way to make more money, feed their family, put themselves on the upper echelon. Because I feel like if I stay focused, I might give me a couple of million. I will get me a couple of million, and make sure my family's straight and be able to open up opportunities for other people to feed their families. Because ultimately, that's the goal. What I want the den to grow. As a matter of fact, let me do a shameless little plug action real quick. Make sure y'all look if y'all fucking with the den, make sure y'all show some love to the den, support the den, and because I'm gonna be doing this back and forth on Tuesday. I got a goal I'm gonna set for the end of midway through April because there's some different things I want to start bringing to the den and then my other channel, but. The other channel got to start acting right, though. the other channel ain't acting right. Look, hey, we gonna figure it out. Strawberry 32, what's the motherfucking deal? But my thing is this. So Monique, basically threw her under the bus and said, she's the help. But again, so the help is worth more than you. So what does that say about you? So anyway, that brings me all the way back to the Steve Harvey situation. I've been talking about this for about 30 fucking minutes. But the Steve Harvey situation, which basically she went on Steve Harvey the other day, and Steve Harvey was like, you should apologize. So I don't know if they're going to show the video or not, because it basically, they pre-record the shit. And she basically threatened to slap him. She's like, he's like, so even if I'm trying to think in what fashion could Steve Harvey say, hey, you need to apologize, that you feel like it's justified to threaten slapping the man? And I can't think about it. I can't figure it out, man. And I can't think about it. And so basically, I don't fuck with Steve Harvey too much, but I give him his props for this because he said, shit, well, if you slap me, your husband going to have to come on this stage and square up. I was like, okay. Well, he ain't going to beat you. He said he ain't going to beat her up, but shit, he said he go catch a square with old dude. So I give him his props for that. That would be very interesting to see. But apparently she stormed off and caught out or whatever, But my thing is, like, she's coming across as angry, and I hate to use that the stereotype of, again, angry black man or angry black woman or whatever it is, but that's what the fuck is coming across like when motherfuckers are trying to reach out to you, help you, and fucking, give you advice or saying, suggesting what you should do, because these are all power players in the industry. And you just burning bridges left and right, and then you're going to be talking about, I got blackballed, because no, you're not cooperating with the situation. So why deal with you if you being hostile, you causing trouble on set, you calling people names, you undermining shit. Like, I can't rely on you to help me push this as far as I can, whether or not you got paid, whatever you got paid. That's what you signed up for. It is what it is, though, man. What's the motherfucking deal? H-Town Slim? Oh, hungry. Look, I'm going to be honest. If Harvey and Monique had to catch a square, Monique probably got him. I don't know which dude Monique with now, but I know one of the niggas she was with was looking kind of weak, so I think Harvey might get him. Shit, at the very least, bite one of them motherfuckers. You gonna get the W. So again, it is what it is, though. But it's just a sketchy situation, and oh man. What's the motherfucking deal? Harlem Nights, man. That's the one, man. I was watching that shit the other day. I hope they don't ever try to remake that shit, because I don't think that there is enough talent, especially black talent, in Hollywood right now to try to remake that, because that was a different level. That movie was classic. underappreciated. Classic. Peak Eddie Murphy. Oh. And so these motherfuckers nowadays, they'll try to bring it back and make it seem like Kevin Hart is the motherfucker. Fuck all that. If he had Buddy might pull off the win, man. That's what I'm saying. It's just I don't think there's not enough. They'd have to fill it up with a bunch of internet motherfuckers that don't really got that clout. Like I don't think there's enough black stars nowadays on that level that can play that role. So I think that it's pretty sketchy. But I don't know, man. That's a tough one, man. But again, like I say, it's unfortunate. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. There's no who are OGs right now. But like, could you get some of the old schools to come back in the game? Because they say they're supposed to be remaking Coming to America Part 2. I'm interested in seeing how that plays out. Slick Rick 21 Savage. I don't know about that, bro. Like I said, I listen to a lot of British rap, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, who is it? Skepta's cool, and Big Shaq dude is alright. He's alright. It's another dude, not Skepta. Who's that other dude? Who's the other dude besides Skepta? The grime dude, whatever his name is. I can't think of his fucking name right now. Man, appreciate the love, Mark, supporting the den. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, man. Shout out. Say appreciate the good look like I'm saying it. See, I missed it. Went out. Man, shout out to Mark, man. I appreciate the love. Support the den. I appreciate it. That's what's happening, man. That's what's happening. I need to put the thing up there. I don't know where it's at. I don't know if I have it set up. But definitely, it's definitely going down. To upgrading the den and upgrading the sauce. It's definitely gonna it's gonna shake. No, it's man, who's the other motherfucker, man? Who's the other motherfucker? I can't think of his name. It's like fucking A, because I used to listen to his shit. It's Skepta and it's another dude. And that's like the two, but I've never heard of Slick Rick. Dizzy Rascal is all right because I heard him on some UGK shit and I heard him on another one. Who is the other one? Man? Skepta, and it's another one that is, I can't think of his fucking name. Let me see something. Pure water and lots of ice. What is it? JME, that's the one. JME, and I've heard of JME, I've heard of Skepta, and I've heard of Dizzy Rascal. The rest of them I haven't heard of. You know what I'm saying? Slick Rick, not American Slick Rick, not Slick Rick from the UK. No, iPad Slick Rick. Children's Story Slick Rick. Children's Story is one of my favorite songs of like all time. Like that shit used to be my shit. Bedtime Story. I don't know why I was calling it Children's Story. But yeah, that shit used to be my shit. That's when 97.9 used to go fed. So definitely. Let me see. What? Nah, I don't believe it. Never. Nah, I gotta Googleize this shit. Let me see. He is. He's fucking British. I didn't even put it all the way in. I just look under it. It says Slick Rick, American British rapper. Wow. Learn something new every motherfucking day. Born in United Kingdom. Wow. Okay. Well, I appreciate you for schooling me. Jim. Shout out to Jim, man. Okay, so look, Slick Rick gonna be out there vouching for 21. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? Hold on 1 second. I had no fucking idea. All right, hold on. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening? Alakazam.
Hey, it's your boy Josh again, man.
Josh, what's the motherfucking deal, Josh? What would you like to drop in the den this evening?
Yeah, but about this past week, man, it's just been some funny stuff, man. Some funny memes that have been made, man. It's all over the place. First of all, about this 21 Savage situation, it's almost like because I almost seen this meme on Twitter. It was just like, you know, on like the Boondocks when it's like that R. Kelly trial,
Yeah.
and like Uncle Rick was like, "Hey, that nigga now." And I was seeing something was like, "Man, ship that nigga now." I got a suitcase right here, man. That shit was funny as hell, man. Like people having fun with it, but the honesty, man, and that good old Trump, man, he said. He said he was gonna secure them borders, man. He said he was gonna do what he want to do, and now, hey, man, he's getting them up out of here, man. It's only a matter of time. Everybody gonna be shipped up out of here. If you ain't got your papers shipped already, man. If you ain't got that car, man, you're gonna be up out of here. And then since Super Bowl over with, man, don't be surprised that government shut down again. So, so you better run and get your shit with while you can right now, cause hey. It is what it is, and I know we're not supposed to be talking about football, but you could have pretty much won a Super Bowl today because you had the same amount of touchdown passes as Tom Brady today. Just a fun fact.
I don't even know what happened. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know nothing about it. There was no bowl. There was no football game today, in my opinion. I saw nothing, heard nothing. I don't believe it.
You're right. There was nothing.
Like I say, I don't even want to get into it, babe. But that's the best job, man. I appreciate the call, man. I'm gonna check out some more of them memes. I saw some pretty funny ones, but yeah, they was going in, man.
All right, man.
All right, appreciate it. But yeah, I saw that Lord Savage the 21st. I saw 21 Scallywag. They was just going. They was talking about the red coats. They was talking about I got a bunch of niggas in red shooters or whatever. They was talking about the little red coats. They was going in on my boy. Like, but again, like I say, yeah, I definitely. I'm talking about I wasn't done my shit. I dropped a video in the middle of the Super Bowl. That little Bow Wow video I did. Shit, I wasn't fucking. I was not fucking with the shit. But the thing is, man, the dude came here when he was 13. And again, if you who knows what kind of life he was living out there. Again, if you're talking about he from the islands, the island niggas wild as it is, you could have really got it in. So, I mean, it is what it is. Damn. For a fake me, ain't that a bitch? Jim, don't say that. But the American football is getting piss poor, dog. Like, I'll be honest with you, it's getting tough, man. That's why I say, like, people ask me, on the sports channel, like, to start talking about everybody. I can't. I honestly can't, because I'd get mad if I did. Like, I got to only can fuck with some shit I care about. If I start talking about everything, I'm going to start getting mad. But, yeah, I definitely bird boxed that hoe, though. But it's fucked up, man. That's why he had to return to a life of crime, because he couldn't go get no job, man. He said, he get a job, he get deported. So he's like, fuck it. It's a knife. So, it is what it is. Man. Like I say, it's got to be what it. But here's my thing with him though. He overstayed his visa, and he's probably into a bunch of shenanigans. But they said he got arrested like at 14, and somehow it didn't. Nobody peeped it. But he definitely took it and ran with it. When did 21 Savage come out? A couple of years ago. So he might have got arrested at 14, beat that little shit, and he was just like, or they didn't catch him. He like, fuck it, I need to get on this rap shit before they fucking deport my ass. I ain't mad at him though, because there's a lot of niggas, like I say, been here for a long time, ain't never done shit. This motherfucker made a song. A couple of years later, he made a big hit. At least he got deported with some money, shit. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Bora, Canada. Does Atlanta sell crumpets? If it didn't, I would turn it into a life of violence and crime. I found myself. What are crumpets? I don't even know it. I didn't know it's a tea and crumpets. I sip my my tea, but I don't have any crumpets. This is bloody shenanigans. But that's fucking funny though. That's funny though. Like I have no idea what crumpets are. Oh man, shit! Let me have 500,000 pounds. Let me have 1,000,000 pounds. If I got it from just rapping, you know what I'm saying? So he had 7, 8 M's in his bank account. Well, it's gonna decline a little bit, but he'll be all right. Okay. Biscuits like cookies. Oh, okay. Man, them hoes gluten free. It don't matter. I don't know what the other buddy is. Buddy Nutty Buddy. Nutty his buddy. Cause they was trying to catch him, and then 21 Savage just got caught up in the shit with his buddy. I'd be like, man, I'd be mad in a bitch. Oh, ass nigga, why you ain't tell me they was trying to get your bitch ass? Not gluten. Oh, no, I ain't got no time. I don't even know what the fuck gluten is, man. YG, man, I'm gonna be honest. I understand, it's that Cali shit. I'm just not a big fan of YG's music. Like, I'm not a big fan of YG either, and I'm gonna tell you why. Like, I don't knock, get your hustle. I'm not a fan of his music, but it's something that he did the other day that I was just kind of like, wow, that's how you treat your fans. Like, you're a rapper, so motherfuckers gonna take pictures of you and do all this. Like, you try to hold this little nigga, little weird looking ass dude. Dude was a little weird looking ass dude. Like, man, look at this old hoe ass nigga over here trying to record me, old bitch. You a bitch, and I'm saying, on some weird shit. You old bitch trying to record me in the airport. Like, punked the little nigga, man. It was like one of the little niggas was like a little, I don't know, he looked Hispanic, maybe Asian or something. But gonna punk the dude. Like, the dude is obviously a fan, man. Like, why wouldn't you show him some love? But obviously this motherfucker's interested in who you are or whatever. Like, you put yourself out there, motherfuckers want to fucking, know who you is. So it's just like, come on, bro. Like, that shit to me is just, it's like when you trying to hold your fans and shit, then what's the fucking point of doing what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, it loses meaning, I guess. It's some wild shit. That's strange. It's strange. Let me say what you're talking about. Zone 6. You're not from Zone 6. You're from Zone 262. Say might as well find out what Migos really from. Your guess good as mine, But again, like I said, a lot of that Atlanta shit is weird. A lot of niggas go to Atlanta to get on. Motherfuckers be from all over the place. Cause I heard Gucci was from fucking like Alabama or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And then moved to fucking Atlanta. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But my thing is how motherfuckers be just, how do you get to move around so much and the motherfucker just don't like ever find out? That just lets you know maybe the government isn't as connected as we think it is. Or maybe they was just waiting. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So, some Migos from Mississippi. That's probably sound about right. You know what I'm saying? Mississippi, Alabama, they got some low literacy rates. Motherfuckers got to make their own language to get on. I say he was exchanging currency. Ain't that a bitch? Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Shit, I'm just saying, look, I wouldn't be surprised though. These motherfuckers be all over the place. The North, man, it's all bad. The South is all bad. What kills me is when motherfuckers be like, Texas ain't the South, Texas is the Midwest. Like how? Like we like in the middle of the fucking country and we sit on the very bottom, on the southern fucking border. You know what I mean? And it's fucking Texas. Now, you can talk about Dallas and still be in the Midwest, but Houston is the motherfucking South. That's why there's such a big difference between Dallas and Houston. That's why I hate when they like attribute Dallas shit to Houston or Houston shit to Dallas. Like, oh, sipping that drink like Texas. Dallas niggas wasn't sipping no drink. When Screw was huge, when it was a whole culture, Dallas niggas had no idea what the fuck that shit was. Because I remember I was going to U of H and there was a bunch of Dallas niggas from there. What is Drake, man? What is Screw? What is all this? Like, had no idea. This was 2004. Shit been rocking for over a decade. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas was fucking, these niggas was fucking rocking leather shorts and fatbacks. You know what I'm saying? Niggas down here was rocking Southside fades and starchy jeans. Like, you can't starch leather, my nigga. So they was on like some old opposite of Houston ass shit, man. Yeah, the shags, man. And so, like, my thing is, they started trying to do some of that shit, because who was it? Them DSR niggas started trying to do some like little screw shit, I think. You know what I'm saying? Or whoever it was screwing and chopping some of their shit up. But that shit is H-Town shit, you know what I'm saying? And niggas started emulating, trying to associate that all with Texas. Only Dallas rapper I know is Post Malone and Erykah Badu. That's it. And then, you know, like I said, the drink shit started spreading all over Atlanta started taking that shit and running with it again. Because I had some partners from Atlanta before that shit even was on. They was like, man, niggas out here wasn't sipping no drink. That's when Houston had their little rap run. And then after that, niggas all on the drink and shit like that. Because I had a partner, he was a real go-getter from out of Atlanta. You know, he used to chop it up with him and shit. And he was just like, man, niggas was not on that motherfucking shit, dog. Like, this some brand new shit. You know, because when I was out there really, really holding it down, that shit was not happening. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. Oh, shit. Attorney General. Then we get a new attorney, a new AG, fucking just getting sworn in or some shit. Like, I ain't even been paying attention to what's going on. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Oh, man. That's terrible. The Star Kids, that's bad, man. That's bad. Yeah, man, like my thing though is like, I sip some more here and there. I was never heavy on the drink. I sip every now and then. I always had some very interesting events on that all. But I'm glad I ain't never get on it like some niggas. Some niggas got addicted to that shit, and that shit is heroin. Yeah, they stole that shit. I remember niggas trying to argue, oh man, you know, we started the drip, we started the sauce. And I give Sauce Walker his credit because he started, getting on everybody's ass. And they just try to do like, what was that shit, Complex or something like that, try to do a thing, well, who really started the sauce? Who really started the drip? And these niggas throw all these Atlanta niggas' names when they could have honestly sat there and said, when they basically admitted, you know, Sauce Walker them had, you know, the drip, like Drip or Drown, and somebody even copied one of they Drip or Drown mixtapes. Like, they had all this shit, and then some nigga from Atlanta was talking about, well, I don't even care no more who really started it, you know, we just made it a wave. It's like, chill out, man, because we know who it started. Just because y'all got a bigger platform, and that's what happens with a lot of shit, man. You'd be surprised. That's why I say I'm not a big Drake fan, because he steals a lot of nigga music from people with smaller platforms, and they put it out there, and then people automatically, it's a lot of people. It's not just Drake. I mean, it's in different industries, comedy. A lot of these comedians, you know, they talk about joke stealing. They'll go to fucking these little comedy shows for comedians who are trying to get on, and then they'll go and steal some jokes from an up-and-coming fucking comedian, and they'll pass it off. You know, comedians will have writers and shit like that. The writers might not really be that good. So they go and steal other motherfuckers' jokes, make it seem, you know, they put their own little tweak to it, pass it off to the comedian, and he don't know no better. Or some of them do know better. And that's what they were saying what happened a lot with Schumer, but she was stealing jokes from people who were already big. And the funny thing about it, she would be like, you know, she would admit that she's seen those fucking comedy shows. So that's where she really killed herself. And like, you know, I remember she used the Ellen joke on Ellen. Like, I was like, wow, you just use this bitch joke, and you're gonna have to do something strange in the green room to make up for that shit. But you know what I'm saying? Tardy to the party. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, all this shit now is some late shit. And again, you know, you gotta give Sauce Twins and Sauce Man, all them, you gotta give them credit for what they do. Plies to me is super fugazi, dog. You know, and why I say that is, Plies is educated. He has a degree. And I'm not knocking anybody for having a degree, because I believe 2 Chainz has a degree. But 2 Chainz the rapper versus 2 Chainz the motherfucker you have a conversation with, when he's not rapping, when you actually hearing him talk about shit, he talks a lot more intellectually. You know, he still wear what he wear. He does what he does. But Plies talks ignorant all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? Like, Plies just stays talking ignorant, you know, and I'm not knocking it, but it's just, that's not you, bro. You know, why not Why not use your platform now? You done done it long enough. You done got your little success off of what you done. Use your platform now to educate and benefit motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you done enough of the shenanigans and the tomfoolery. It's got to be a point where you get to a certain age and you got to change the game up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 2 Chainz. That's what I say. Like, I don't knock on it. Like, I respect intelligence. I respect the motherfucker. Okay, well, I'm finna finesse the game and into, you know, and I'm gonna do it my way. Like, I can't knock. If you find a strategy to get in that bitch and make it work, and you make music that people want, you know, it is what it is, man. So, Implies got a nurse. Titty boy, yeah. That's what I say. But he changed the game up by switching his name. All it took was a name change. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what I'm saying. That's the crazy shit about it, man. That's the crazy stuff about it. It's just that eventually, you know, switch it up, man. Like, because you know the platform you got, you know the influence you have, and that's why I say, like, it's hard for me to really rock with, you know, T.I. and some of these other rappers now who are trying to be on this whole new activist movement. They all about, you know, saving, you know, we've been racially profiled. Man, how many niggas done got killed to your music? How many niggas done sold dope to each other? How many niggas done rob, pull stunts on each other to your music? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many club fights done broke out to your motherfucking music? How many motherfuckers done some off the wall shit to your fucking music? You've never renounced anything that you've done because you inseminated the urban community with these thoughts and with these lyrics and with these chants or these affirmations, you know, and that's what a lot of the shit is. T.I. made it, so, you know, I'm listening to music. That shit. So you fucking have been just as much of a problem as anybody because you telling niggas to go sell dope. You got to sell that dope. You got to push this crack. You got to move that work. Go rob this nigga. Go shoot this nigga. Go do whatever. When I see a nigga start wanting to be an activist and he says, hey, I all the money I make from here on out from any of these albums, I'm not taking none of this money. All this money's going to go to the youth. I'm not saying that they don't do shit for the youth. I'm not saying that they don't do shit that, you know, he don't got it, because I think he builds houses and does some other stuff with Killer Mike or whatever. And I'm not saying that he's not giving back. But until you renounce everything that you eating off of that's sowing negativity, I don't want to hear shit about being an activist. Until you say, hey, man, you know, take all this music off the radio, which you're never going to say. You're never going to do that because in reality, they're addicted to the fame. They're addicted to the attention and everything too. But at the same time, yeah, you want to do good, but you're not going to let go of all that other shit. But you're encouraging youth and all these other motherfuckers to do all this shit that's of no benefit to them. And so when I did whatever dirt I did, no white man, no anybody ever said, hey man, look, you got to go sell this dope because you're black. You got to go push this and this because you're black. You nobody. It's from listening to niggas rapping about the shit. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. And I know you can say, well, you know, the white folks or whoever's in charge of the music industry, and that's cool. But motherfuckers have a choice about what they rap about. You can, well, I want the money, so I'll push this negativity. You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening to it. It's my fault for listening to it because I'm associating myself with it. So everybody has to take their part of the blame, you know, in it. And then push forward, you know. Yeah, Jeezy told us trap or die. So exactly. And I love Jeezy music. And I know Jeezy trying to change the game up because he been trying to change this shit up a little bit. But you know, it is what it is. You say after Iggy's, yeah, I can't believe, yeah. And then he got shit. She basically got snatched up from him and was making music for somebody else because that shit ain't even last very long. You know what I'm saying? You say every time you listen to Dope Boy, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. And that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Florida rappers play football in college, have extensive education. I'll have to check that out. Man. David Banner, I know David Banner's a fucking intelligent dude. No, well, he never graduated, being with undergrad for. Hey, but shout out to DeAndre Hopkins because he smashed the fake ass and then dashed, you know. He caught that ass like one of his famous passes, and shit, he dropped it like who's that rookie we had playing for us? Fucking, I can't even remember his name. Smith. He dropped the ass like a Vincent Smith catch. But yeah, David Banner, no, he got a lot of. He's very intelligent. Shit, who, you know, what's her name? Unique said she had went to school with Banner for a bit. So, you know, next time we come through, we gonna be like, well, what's up? What was up with that? You was talking about old David Banner there, but you know, and that's my thing, man. And like I said, I ain't knocking nobody's hustle, but don't, you know, backdoor and try to be on some other shit when you capitalizing off the detriment, you know, and then start saying, well, it's you know, pointing other, it's their fault over there. No, it's your fault for encouraging the behavior. You still pushing this negative behavior. You still pushing this shit. Like, niggas ain't jamming your new shit. They jamming your old shit. And your old shit still fucking, they still jamming your old shit, and that's what got you on. But you're not renouncing none of that behavior. You just pointed at somebody else and blaming somebody else, man. So it is what it is. Chingo Bling, Tamale Kingpin. Ultimate hustler. That motherfucker went from hustling tamales to fucking rapping to fucking doing stand-up shit. Chingo Bling had a fucking thing on Netflix. Chingo Bling Netflix thing. You know, so I can't knock him. He was doing some shit on the tube. He had some little comedy shit going. You know, like I say, very, very entertaining gentleman. Again, he used all his hustles. I ain't mad at him. He did a little song. What was that other little dude, little Hispanic dude, little Moco or something like that? The boys was going in, you know. Bun B, yeah, Bun, you know. And again, you know, much as I enjoy Bun. But the thing about UGK, though, compared to a lot of these other motherfuckers is UGK and old rap gave you the good and the bad. Like, yeah, they'll tell you what's happening, but they gonna tell you everything ain't gravy. You know what I'm saying? You know, everything ain't gravy. Like, that's the thing I think about old rap versus new rap. Like, new rap, everything, oh, sell all this dope, you gonna win, you gonna get it, you gonna do all this, and this. The old rap used to be like, you know, it presented both sides of the shit to you. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't nothing glorified in my mind playing tricks on me. You know, motherfuckers just, they know how this fucking life can fuck you up and then have your mind fucked up. Smile, one of my favorite songs of all time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's going to be some stuff that's going to make it hard to smile, you know, and that's true. Sometimes it's going to be some fucking shit. I think you just got to think about shit like that. But nowadays, everything is sell a bunch of dope, make a bunch of money, fuck a bunch of hoes, buy clothes, buy jewelry, make more money. I'm balling, you know, got the drip, got the sauce, I'm got the swag, you know, buying Balenciaga orthopedic shoes, giving haters the blues, everybody hating on me. Gucci gang. Like, shit is trash nowadays, man. Oh, man. Man, what you talking about? Pip C got a master's degree from Penn State. The boy told y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Running from the Fed, the boy talk about having to pawn all the shit. You don't have to give it all like shit. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. So they gave you the real, you know. Yeah, they gave you a little bit of ball and how everything's good, but then they gave you the real shit behind the shit. Like, it wasn't all gravy. Now everything is about balling, and everything I do is a win. I never take losses. It's like new rap is like the internet. New rap is just like the internet, because the internet never wants, and that's why this new generation is so fucked up. You know, this new generation so fucked up because, you know, nobody ever sees the L's. Everybody's living on the internet. So when you're on the internet, you're able to filter your life and show all your highlights. You know, nobody shows the losses. Nobody shows the fuck ups. Nobody's showing the times they did shit that it didn't work out. You know, you think about like that Dude Perfect shit. Oh, this motherfucker threw a football from 100 feet away into a basketball goal and did some shit. You know, everybody shows the highlights. But if you go back and you probably were to watch how many attempts it took somebody to do that shit before you saw it, you might not be as impressed as it was, but it trains your brain to say, oh, these people are so much better. Oh, these people are so good. You always see the people who are winning. You never see the people who are losing, and it makes you feel like a loser. It makes you feel like you're not good enough, and that's why a lot of these motherfuckers be on some other shit. That's why these youngsters can't take an L. That's why they don't scrap. They don't fight no more. You know, they're afraid of taking that loss, or they'll shoot a motherfucker before they fight a motherfucker. They'd rather be in jail for the rest of their life than fight somebody and look like they took a loss. Like, it's just so much motherfucking shit that is ingrained in the mind of the youth now, and it's so fucked up. And then when you are on the fucking technology so much that you lose you get this, now you don't lose, you gain a detachment from reality, you know. And so instead of really understanding how life works, you're seeing it through the lens of other people who are selling you their highlight tapes, who are selling you all their wins, but never talk about their losses. And so that's why I talk about, like, often when I'm fucking shit up, man, you know what I'm saying? I talk about it, man. I talk about it. Like, if I'm fucking up, if I did something stupid or I take a L, I'm going to talk about it because I want people to realize, man, look, it ain't all peaches and cream. You know, it's just part of life. You're going to have some ups, you're going to have some downs, but you keep pushing, you know, and you appreciate the ups and you work through the fucking downs, you know, and once you figure all that shit out, You know, life ain't so bad. But if you focus on all the negatives, you know, you'll never take time to appreciate the good, because, you know, you have a little good come in your life, but you're so worried about the negative shit. You know, you overlook that opportunity. You overlook the good things that are happening in your life, man. And so it is what it is. Snoop Dogg used to produce porn acts. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Snoop Dogg, Snoop did started with the gangster rap, did the porn, was singing sensual seduction, done gospel, did a reggae album. Motherfucker got the TV show. He's a game show host. He had the fucking weed news shit. That's how the Den originally started. I should have been, but we ain't all the way away yet. When we still got goals to reach, and we gonna have once I reach the goal, we gonna have Smoke Something Saturday. So like that'll be the Saturday thing. Saturday will be like the day, you know, smoke a little blunt, we'll talk some shit, or maybe have a drink. I don't really drink like that, but we'll bring that back once the goal gets reached. So again, you know, it is Nene baby already. But like I say, you know, the thing, Snoop did everything, man. Snoop did a whole bunch of shit. And he gonna still continue to do shit. He out there trying to do karate like Wiz. You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, it's just, and that's the thing, man. You got to see all. You got to try to, you know, maximize all your talents. Don't put yourself in one lane. If you got a few different things you're good at, man, try to do them all. Start with what you're best at, and then, you know, improve on the others, man. It's a lot of shit, a lot of opportunity out there, especially in this day and age. And with the technology and things that are available, you can start a lot of your own lanes, man. And I encourage people to do that. You know, I encourage people to, the Martha Show. Exactly. It's just a lot of shit, man. You have a lot of opportunities to do a lot of things, man. Oh, man, nobody's better than Master P, dog. Y'all seen that fucking I Got the Hook Up 2 coming out? The fucking trailer for that shit? It actually looks fairly decent. Like, I ain't gonna lie. It actually looks like it might be fairly decent. Like, no joke. No joke, man. That boy, Master P, had the electricity company. He had the rap label, Independent, was killing everybody. Like I say, you know, people give Jay-Z all this credit for shit. Master P did it and done it before Jay-Z. He was paid way before Puff. But, you know, again, it's that East Coast shit. They give him a lot more credit. Like, that boy was doing it big in the South a long time ago before a lot of motherfuckers ever was. Hold on one second. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the Den this evening?
It's Edmund.
Edmund. Good evening, Edmund. What would you like to drop in the Den this evening, Edmund?
So, I didn't really get to catch the stream, but did you discuss what happened to Bow Wow and, you know, the whole manipulation of females using the domestic violence as a way to get someone in jail? Like,
yes, we discussed it a bit briefly. Basically, we talked about, you know, the situation, basically, you know, seeing how badly he was scarred up compared to her basically being unscathed, but the police said that they couldn't tell who the aggressor was in the situation because she broke a nail, but yet his face is cut up, bruised up, beat up. And the thing about it was super fucked up that I didn't mention is he actually got a more serious charge than she did. He actually got, I forgot what they said the additional part of it was, but his charge was battery with, I forgot, it had an additional part to it. Hers was just battery. So it's fucked up. The man tried not to even put his hands on the woman, got beat up. You could tell he really didn't touch her, because even if he probably wanted to, he probably was undersized in that fight, different weight class. But, you know, he didn't, you can see it in the face. Like, that's what I'm saying. What do you do? Punch her behind the kneecap? Like, I have no idea what happened, you know, and it's unfortunate because they were saying she was intoxicated. I'm sure they didn't do any kind of, you know, blood or analysis or anything. You know, they took her word, and you had to see his face. Of course, you know, they had to. Had it wouldn't have been that, then he probably just would have been the only one who went to jail. But I think it's very fucked up. I think he got fucked over, you know, but I think that, you know, having a lawyer and everything, that he'll be able to prove some points, because apparently they have 2 witnesses who saw it, and I guess were there trying to tell them, but they didn't want to hear it. So we'll see what happens with that.
yeah, because I wanted to lead to the, I don't know if you heard about the kid from Florida State the QB that got dismissed for domestic violence?
No, I hadn't heard about it. Would you?
Well, apparently a video leaked of allegedly him admitting to physical and mental abuse to his girlfriend, and so he got dismissed by the team, and so there was rumors out there that the guy was probably not even him, but since he's had he's had multiple issues with the law enforcement, then I guess they concluded that he was most likely the target. But I feel like the system in general is kind of tailored more towards the female side than the men's side. And I think that brings a lot of disadvantages, especially when it comes to relationships that turn out to be violent and can lead to things like, what happened to Bow Wow. And I think the main point is that you have to be careful with who you mess around with, because at first it may seem all nice and cute, and then out of nowhere, when you start to really get to know them, that's when the true person comes out of that. And so, I think that another situation I read a couple of days ago of a guy losing custody of his 2 children because his ex-wife threatened that if she didn't pay for her rent, that she was gonna go to small claims or family court and basically ask for custody of the children, and she actually won because she used allegedly a proof of him abusing his kids by whipping them whenever they did something wrong. And I feel like that's kind of fucked up, because there's no clear evidence of them being abused, but yet the court decided that because of one of his past legal troubles, which was an altercation with the man at the bar, so they charged him with battery. And so with that charge still on his record, they concluded that he wasn't safe enough to take care of the children, and now the children are with the ex-wife, and he just has visitation. So I just think that's something that we really have to fix in today's society, especially in America, where the system is completely flawed.
Yeah, I mean, so, from that, and I agree with you, because there's so many situations like that. We've talked about situations where guys have had to pay child support for kids that weren't even theirs, and they find out later on, but the court was like, well, you've been paying so long already, well, continue paying, or, situations like that. It's a lot of fucked up situations. But what would you suggest? I mean, how do you think that we could remedy this problem?
Well, first, I think the judges have to be more consistent with rulings. I think they have to actually be fair to both sides. They can't be judgmental in their decisions based on, I understand that they use, the background checks and past history to kind of predict how someone's behavior is, but I think there should be there should be a trial in which each side presents their evidence, and I think there should be a jury in which the people who have no bias, kind of decide of who deserves to win the case, whether it be a child custody case or a child support case. I think those things have to be. I'm not really sure how to fix that because it's so complicated, and people can easily manipulate someone else, but I just know that there has to be some sort of action in order to, because at the end of the day, you're putting the single mom in an advantage over a single father, and that's been neglected by feminists because they feel like they empower the single mother over the single father, and that's preaching about equality, then going out and saying that the female should be celebrating the female for raising 2 children while demonizing a father for raising a single child. I mean, the double standard, I think, is absurd, and I think we have to change. First, we have to change culturally on how we view single mothers and single fathers, and then we can go on to proceed to law changes and to the system changes in terms of children, because at the end of the day, the children is the most important thing in these matters. And if you're neglecting the child, you're not only affecting the parents involved, but you're affecting the child psychologically. And so I think those are my thoughts. And I know I got a little bit off, but at the end of the day, everything ties in together, because, you know, you deal with domestic violence. You never know, like, if that Bow Wow had a children, or if he had a child in front of that, in that situation, like, imagine how that person would feel, or that child would feel, seeing, you know, the father or the mother in jail. So it's a very convoluted problem we have in society, but we have to start really having a conversation with everyone involved to see what remedy we can do to resolve this issue.
Okay, man. Shout out to Ed, man. I agree. I'm gonna expand on that a little bit more with some of my thoughts, but I definitely agree with you, man. Something needs to change, because even though, like, some of these courts, you know, you have child support court and things like that, it's almost pretty much written up to go to the mother. It's almost basically a done deal. Now, I've never had to go there personally, but like I said, I've had friends who I know are excellent fathers who provided everything for their children. They just had irate baby mothers or mothers of their children who were envious because, you know, he moved on or they moved on to maybe be with another woman. And even though they took good care of their children, they were just mad and envious. They didn't want to see him happy. So they wanted to get a set amount, you know. And it was just some scandalous ways that some of those things took place, because, especially, like I said, I know a lot of people who work, you know, contracting gigs. So you may work one job where you're getting paid pretty well. You may end up taking another job where you're not making as much. You know, they're temporary. But basically, she found out, you know, he was working a solid gig. That's when she took him to child support court. So he had to pay on that amount that he was making, even though that job only lasted, you know, maybe 2 or 3 months, if that. And so the next job, or the next couple of jobs he had, it wasn't as good as that. But so he's paying a significant amount of money. And it's not like he wasn't buying his kid clothes. It wasn't like he didn't try to get his kid every chance he got. I mean, when I say an excellent father, he had 2 kids from, you know, 2 different chicks, but he always kept them together as a family. He always spent, you know, significant amounts of time with them and things like that. But yet, because of her being envious, not because of lacking anything, but because of her being envious of his new situation, she takes him to court, and automatically he basically was in there. He said, I don't even think they're very long, and they had already basically just sided with her, didn't really hear what he had to say. Judge was already biased, and I think that's kind of how a lot of it is, and I think that's very unfortunate. I think it's very unfortunate, man. But
yeah, and
go ahead.
I just want to, you know, finish it off by saying that one of my dad's friends, he was involved in an accident at work, and he got a works comp, and so somehow the ex-girlfriend found out, and she actually went to, she went to the courts to actually ask for a raise in child support, and you know, after a few months of legal battle, she won the case, and she was able to increase her child support monthly income due to the fact that he got a settlement that, you know, he actually, you know, he got injured and he earned that works comp, and now he had to pay an increase in child support just because, you know, the female saw that the other guy had more income, that he had a pretty nice check. So at the end of the day, like, when it comes to money, like, not just females, but people get greedy and they want more. So that's the biggest issue with these situations. But I'll let you go, and I'll just listen in.
All right, man. Appreciate it, Ed, man. Very good points.
All right.
So, you know, to go along with what Ed, man, said, I believe that I don't think that court should allow you to up the increase. So if what I'm paying at one point in time is good enough, why? Because I start making more, should I have to pay more? What changes if you were able to survive at that rate? Why can't you survive at that rate now? Why was it good enough for the child at that rate when I was only making so much? But now, because I've worked harder, I grinded harder to do what I got to do, and now I make more. Now all of a sudden the child needs more. Well, why don't the kid just come with me, since I'm the one that obviously can afford it, as opposed to being with a mother who can't? Like, and that's what I don't understand. You know, if it's the man having to pay a lot of money, or vice versa, whatever it may be, why don't the child just stay with the person who has the money? Well, like, that should be ideal. I think that's where it should go first. I think that's how the game should be changed. And this would be my solution. This would be my solution. Support your local pro. This would be my solution. The priority should go to the person who makes the most money. So fuck all that extra child support shit. So obviously I'm the one who can afford it. So why not keep that money in my household with the child, so that way I can better budget and better benefit the child without having to do some extra shit? I think that makes the most sense. So then what I think you have after that is, if whoever makes the most money takes the child, or has the first declaration to the child, then they can say, hey, well, the way I work, or the way this situation is, I would rather the child go with the other party. Then you come up with a set amount, and then I think you go from there. Because I mean, to me, that only makes sense. Why is it automatically the kid goes to the mom? And again, like I said, if the dad wants to prove that he's more, and I'm not saying it makes him a deadbeat dad, but if he works a lot, again, like I said, well, I'd rather the mother have the child, and then we come up with an arrangement. I think you should stay at that arrangement. But if the mom is the winner, or, like I say, we already have a bunch of single moms out here anyway, or however it goes, if she wants the custody of the child or whatever it is, I think that's how it should go. Wherever the money is, that's where the kid goes, because obviously that's the best place for it to be supported. Then if, like I said, if I'm working too much or I'm doing too much, I can't really raise it, then okay, well, you go with the other parent, I pay the set amount, and it is what it is. I think that would change the approach a lot of people have. I think that would, one, save a lot of relationships, because nowadays you can split up for anything. Unhappiness, it's supposed to be till death do you part. It's not about being happy or unhappy. It's about solidifying a bond. And I think that, one, two, that'll prevent a lot of these extramarital babies, because if you're not really doing nothing, or, the people who are having kids just to put them on welfare or whatever, and I'm not saying that everybody's exploiting the system, but sometimes, I know motherfuckers who exploiting the system, and it is what it is. But I think that would prevent a lot of shit. I think it would prevent a lot of shit. So you say the priority should be the person who has the best ability to take care of the child. I do agree that the mom should not be the fault. Yeah, and I agree. And that's my thing, man. Mother use that child support money, don't even use them. I mean, and I agree. If you broke, honestly, that should be the number one thing. But people have kids for off the wall reasons. The same reason like people will get married for off the wall reasons. They think that it's going to enhance their relationship. Like, if your relationship is bad, getting married is not going to make your relationship better. Now you're just in a bad relationship with a legal contract attached to it. If your relationship is bad, having a child is not going to make your relationship stronger. Now you have a bad relationship with extra needed support, because a life is now attached to it, and it's probably going to cause more problems. Hey, watch out there now. Look at you know what I'm saying? Even if you ain't got your bucks in a row, trying to get some suck and some blow, hey yo. Yeah, if you broke, you can only have oral sex. That's the new rule. You can't be risking yourself for insemination of the vagina. So if you broke, you can only have oral sex. New rules in 2019. Ain't nobody getting pregnant in their motherfucking throat. So there's that. Let's see. Say the fact that women go through child divorce, I think society gives them too much credit. Like, just because it came out, you don't make you a better person. Yeah, and that's the thing though. And again, because we've talked about, and that could be a sign of poor decision making, and that could be a sign of things, in other elements of the life too. If you're having all these kids and you don't have any other arrangements together, you count on welfare and all this other stuff. And I wonder about those people who were caught up in this situation with the government shutdown, you know, and you got multiple kids. Then what do? You trying to push them off on somebody. You love your kids when tax time come around and shit like that. But, you know, it's fucking, you know, but then when you got to look and figure out how you going to take care of it now, you know, you sort of start eyes getting big and fingers start getting pointed. Like I say, that I'll never forget. I want to say it was either in Tennessee or Atlanta. It was one of those. Or the chick, I want to say it was in Tennessee, man. And the chick basically had 13 kids. And I think the daddies were in jail or something like that. And she's like, somebody got to take care of these kids. Somebody got to feed these kids. Like, but they're your kids. And that tells you the sick mentality that some of these motherfuckers got. Like, it's okay for me to continue popping out kids. I don't got shit. They were living like in a hotel or some shit, man. You know, in a hotel, 13 fucking kids, and she feel like it's somebody else's responsibility. Like, that's the sick mind state of people. And, you know, that's why I say you got some people on different political parties, and we ain't point fingers, but have these beliefs that, you know, I should be able to do whatever I want to, and, you know, the government should have to take care of it. Like, that doesn't make sense. Or I should be able to do what I want to, and I should get compensated for it. Like, if you don't realize that's a fucking a perverted mentality, then you fucking tripping, man. You know, you were tripping. You said they were being evicted and the mom was dead. That's what happened. Oh, that's terrible, man. And that's what I'm saying. It's terrible, man. So, you know, you say, gives a nigga incentive to play broke. Yeah, and that's what I mean, man. People broke as fucking have lots of children, need to take no responsibility. Anything, and that's the reason, exactly. It's like, how do you fix that? How is that a problem that can be fixed? How can you fix a situation like that? Because then that validates people in their mind. It validates them to go and commit crime and stuff like, well, I got to feed my family. Well, you probably shouldn't be having a family if you're not in a position to do so. You know? Like, that's a situation. Motherfuckers validate, you know, negative actions. Well, you know, I got to take care of me and mine. Well, it should be you. It shouldn't be no you and yours, because if you weren't in a position to take care of you and yours, then why are you having yours and more yours? Just because you have the ability to do so doesn't mean that you should be, you know. Kamala Harris wants to lock the Paris. I got to look into some more Kamala's Paris. I'll probably be talking about her soon, because I can feel it. I can feel it, because like from the Cardi B shit to that shit she did on the Late Show, I can feel it. I know I'm gonna be talking about some Kamala Harris before it's all said and done. Motherfuckers mad because people ain't getting behind her. Like those black elites are getting upset because motherfuckers ain't just signing up again. Like, because what they thinking, like. And again, like I say, I'm not a fucking Republican. I'm not a fucking Democrat. I'm not left or right. I just say what makes sense in my mind. And a lot of times it may be what people would call leaning right, but I like to think I'm independent. I don't like to think I know I'm independent, because I have no favoritism for either side. But one side as of late has just been doing a little bit more stupid shit. One side as of late has been doing a little bit more stupid shit than the other one. And again, they trying to push this shit. What's his name? Booker? And like, I'd rather vote for Bookman. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, fuck that Booker shit, dog. Exactly. And that's the thing. And man, I'm telling you, when I used to be, like I said, I have a Facebook account now, but it's just most of my shit. Like my old Facebook, I used to just see so much shit when I was associating with other kinds of people, and I'd see shit on there, and it would be this one thing that would stick out, because I'd see so many women post it. If a man can't accept me with me and my problems, then he ain't no real man. Or if a man can't accept me and my kids, he ain't no real man. What? Like, that's the logic that motherfuckers out here have. Like, how? A motherfucker doesn't have to accept. Nobody has to accept anybody in the first place. That doesn't discredit them and who they are or what they are. Nobody has to accept anybody. But most of all, nobody has to accept you, your mental issues, your problems, your children, your lifestyle, your look, your anything. And that doesn't discredit anything of who they are. That just means that they don't fuck with the bullshit you fuck with, or maybe they own their own level of bullshit. But nobody has to accept anything, you know. It's because you know, ducking your kids off at your grandma's house for a couple of days while you in the club and you know, selling yourself one way. Why you can't find no good man? Because, well, you keep fucking with niggas from the fucking club, or you keep fucking with niggas at certain locations where they going to fuck. I mean, if you fucking with a nigga from the club, why does a motherfucker go to the club? Let's be honest. A motherfucker goes to the club. A motherfucker goes to the club to fuck. But for some reason, certain women think that's where they gonna find the fucking man of their dreams. Like, let's just put logic behind the shit. I'm gonna go somewhere where it's dark, people are full of alcohol and drugs, and dressing overly sexy or overly gaudy. And this is where I'm going to find love. Bitch, your priorities fucked up. And men are the same way. Niggas who think they're going to find love, because there's niggas out there who believe your priorities are fucked up. Get your fucking mind right, because what you're thinking is stupid. I don't care if it's a club. I don't care if it's a bar. I don't care about anything. Like, you better go hunt for hoes at the grocery store. Go to H-E-B, goddammit. Make sure the basket is full, and you know, see if she got a bunch of kids items in there. You know, if she only got a couple of them, you know, it might even only mean like one kid. But if it's mostly kid shit, man, you're gonna have to go hunting, you know, elsewhere. But you go to the club to get fucked up. You go to the club to get drunk. You go to the club to have a good time. Nobody's looking. You don't go to the club for commitment, you know. So niggas, when you go to the club and you buy bitches drinks thinking that's gonna get you some pussy, that's not gonna work. Them hoes just getting loaded off you for free. Don't get mad about that shit if you choosing to do that shit. Go to church and find love. You got to be careful, because you got to see which ones it is. Some of them hoes be coming fresh out the club straight to church. You know what I'm saying? Look, if they ain't got the energy to catch the Holy Ghost, they was doing the Holy Ghost last night in the club. Goddamn. You got to make sure they ain't got no drink stains on their shit. They ain't got no Lewinsky's on their dress. But yeah, man. Now your multiple mistakes. You're probably exactly, man. Corey, yeah, I remember that. I do remember the thing about Corey saying something. He was a sex offender, some shit like that. He said, got a nigga start a whole family with his mom. Oh no, bro, don't do that. Don't do that, man. Man, fuck that. That's terrible. You gotta deal with mama shit. Look, the kids gotta listen to your shit and your mama shit. God damn, ain't that a bitch? You found love with a Panera Bread chicken salad sandwich. Last time I had some chicken salad, I fuck with chicken salad. That sounds like a good idea. I need to have some chicken salad. That's what I need to get on, because I need to lose some. I need to make like a big fucking bowl of chicken salad and then just eat that shit for like 2-3 weeks. So again, man, you know, and that's the thing about it though. And you got a lot of women who only go to church in hopes of finding a man. And that's the weird thing. And they can't find a man in church, so they end up fucking with the preacher. You know, preacher be married, but they really think they doing some shit. It's gonna be some shit. But look, hey, you know, I ain't never been scared. Goddamn. Oh man. Hold on, what we got shaking? Hold on. What's the motherfucking deal? We got calling into the den this evening.
It's your boy Josh again, man. But I wanted to say this last thing about that the HBCU cruise update thing about that group chat, man. Cause so pretty much like, so I didn't put it on mute because it was just only like 10 or 15 people in that one, right?
All right.
I woke up to like 300 missed messages, about like 500 people in the group chat, and that's just one of them. Another one had about 600 or 700 in that hole. I see the messages, motherfuckers playing Uno at 3-4 in the morning and shit. Mind you, it's a whole bunch of people like all across the country, people from Cali all the way to like Florida, get to know people and getting to know each other and stuff like that. And then even during the game, when they was talking about, if I didn't, like this girl's like, man, if I get my back blown out, man, it's gonna be a waste of a trip. And niggas just start posting about sex shit, man. So it's all a lot of time foolery, man. I had to mute it and get out of that shit because it was getting crazy.
Man, thirsty hoes and thirsty niggas, man. Let me tell you something about that. And this is what I'm saying. This is why niggas is losing. Okay, this is why niggas. You say this is HBCU thing, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? This is something similar. There's another racial group probably doing the same thing, but they probably have a different premise. I guarantee there's a group of Asians in a group chat. And you know what they fucking talk about? They're not talking about no fucking Uno or no fucking cruises. They talking about homework. They talk about studying. They talk about fucking how to, you know, upgrade and, you know, the best fucking methods to getting the best fucking grades, because that's what they're focused on in school. They ain't worried about the bullshit because they know once they get out of fucking school, they can afford to do all that shit whenever the fuck they want to. You know what I'm saying? While it's going to be these motherfuckers who the highlight of their life was going to be that fucking cruise. That same bitch you talking about, she don't get her back blown out. She's going to get fucked by 17 niggas on that cruise. She's going to be on the Maury show. And like I said, it's just going to be a whole bunch of shenanigans. And it's going to be some people whose lives end up ruined by that show. It's going to be some bitches who selling food stamps to go on that goddamn cruise. It's going to be some bitches who ain't even in college somehow and got in the motherfucking mix. It's going to be some niggas who ain't in college in the mix. And then they going to be on that hole with full of tomfoolery shenanigans. And I guarantee you this. You talking about it's a couple of hundred people in this conversation. Mark my motherfucking words. If y'all know the South Sports, y'all already know. Mark my motherfucking words. 78% of those motherfuckers will not graduate from that whatever school they go to.
Damn.
So, and I'm telling you, that's what it is. Like, you in school, like, I'm not telling you not to have a good time. I'm not telling you not to enjoy yourself. But it's you in school right now, and it's you up all night playing Uno and doing all this. I guarantee motherfuckers got homework or some shit they need to fucking be studying right now. Like, you know, like, get the fuck off the gas, man. And you work, man, like, it is what it is, though. Like I said, it's not my problem. It's not my motherfucking problem. And that's why these motherfuckers are losing
Yeah, you're
money.
right about that, because, like, to be honest, like, anybody in college know this. Around this time, you have your first midterms coming up. I know man know what I'm talking about. I got my one like next week for accounting.
Yeah.
So, and I know I got mine. I know a whole lot of people that got theirs, because everybody got the same schedule in college. So, hey, it is what it is, man. But yeah, but I just want to let you know about that, man.
All right, man. Look, hey, stay away from that. Man, get out that motherfucking chat, man. Save your college career. Leave that shit alone. Fuck you. It'll be the best thing that ever happened to you. That fucking ship gonna be smelling like fish and chips. 21 Savage, 21. Man, leave that shit alone, bro.
And you're right about the agent thing, because I mean, like, yeah, I assume at the same time, and the agent was talking about homework and getting things done on the other side. So yeah, I see both sides clearly. Yeah, but I'll let you go, man.
I appreciate the call there, Josh.
All right, man.
Already. Man, look, I know PV was in it, because I know, man, shit. I didn't even go to PV. I slid through the premises a couple of times and tripped and fell in some pussy. Shit, like, that shit there was, look, I had bitches from PV coming down to fucking U of H. Them hoes wasn't going to class because they was fucking waking up at my door. My coach knocking my door, hey, go to class. I was like, oh, shit. That nigga, I had a coach bust in on me one time. You know, I fell asleep in the pussy. I ain't gonna lie. Goddamn, she ended up staying the fucking night. And shit, she was naked. I was probably half that nigga, but you know, it was under the cover or whatever. Coach come busting in the door. Come on, Ed, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'll be waiting outside the door. Come on, Ed, you got to go to class. My ass was skipping class. I was fucking up and shit. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't go to class like my first semester. I was fucking off. And, shit, I'm like, oh, yeah, bitch, you got to get the fuck up out of here. You got to go. You know what I'm saying? But shit, that shit was fucking funny. She was looking all embarrassed coming out there. Shit, coach asked me questions. Oh, yeah, you was in there letting me, what the fuck you think? She spent the night there. Look, he ain't just no fucking sleepover, this bitch. You know, old ass perverted ass nigga, you better get on with the shit. But again, like I say, man, I got some stories I could tell just a couple of times I passed through, man. You know, it is what it is. So, I mean, but that's what I say, them HBCUs, that's really all motherfuckers, like, they have the fucking, and again, and this is why I say, man, if you have the opportunity, man, go to, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking HBCUs, but they got to up their standards. Like, you got to do better. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying they don't have their strengths, but they have a lot of weaknesses. And the thing about that is you got a lot of people going to these homes. They got low graduation rates. They're not really, it doesn't seem they're as committed to education. Like, motherfuckers go there, join frats and do some other shit and, you know, bounce out. Like, you got to be committed to your motherfucking, committed to your education, man. And a lot of HBCUs ain't about that. You know, it's very unfortunate, man. Very unfortunate. Let me see what you talking about over here, man. What is y'all got? I don't even want to see that shit. I don't even want to see that shit. Fucking, I don't want to see no more of that mess. Shit make my dick itch looking at it. Like, hold on, what's going on? What's going on with me? Somebody in that bitch throwing around some infected pussy. I don't even want to read no more of that shit. Was she light skinned? Yes, she was light skinned. Oh shit. Oh yeah, it definitely was. Said barbecues every weekend because the hoes love food. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Arkansas bras at all costs. Man, I don't even want to see no more of the chat, dog. I'm telling you, man, I need to go to the doctor just reading that shit. That shit there out of line. You know what I'm saying? You get a penicillin shot or some shit. Just reading that shit. I only saw two little samples. I don't even want to see no more. Like I'm telling you, man, stay out that shit. Stay out there shit. I don't even like. I already saw the negative words. It sound like I say that she trying to throw somebody trying to throw a party on the pussy. They all gonna be thinking they got jock itch. That's a bad business. Fuck all that. You know, it's one thing. Like I'm not knocking hoes who with the shit. If you with the shit, you with the shit. But when you advertising that you with the shits and don't give a fuck who know it. You know, you better checkle your smeckle when you get done with that bitch. You know, it might be a bad business for you, man. You better wrap that shit up 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. So, yeah, don't do that, man. You know, like I say, ain't nothing wrong with a freak. Ain't nothing wrong with hoes, you know. But you got to be careful. Like I say, when she just throwing it out there like that for everybody and it's basically an open invitation and some shit like that, you got to be a little bit more careful. You got to be cautious because you might end up nauseous. And I ain't talking about the ship. You know, you ain't going to be seasick. You're going to be sick, but not seasick. Hoes is cool. There's nothing wrong with hoes. Like, hoes are the most honest motherfuckers you ever going to meet. Hoes are cool. Hoes are kosher. I like hoes. Hoes will always be honest, not just always about fucking. I like hoes. Hoes are honest people. They straight up people. You know what I'm saying? I don't like bitches. Love ladies. I like hoes. Can't stand bitches. 3 types of women you're going to get, man. Yeah, you gonna have a drip and a sauce on that shit. Oh man. Shit. Man, look, y'all finna have me going down memory lane, and that if I go down memory lane, I need the GPS to reroute because I don't want to go down that way. That's a long time ago. You don't need to be on none of that shit right there. That shit right there, nigga. Man, look. Literally, let me tell you about some PV hoes, man. Literally, I fell asleep on the hoe. My potty ended up smashing. I was like, fuck it, I ain't give a shit. And I still could have smashed. I was like, nah, I know how that nigga get out. I'ma chill on that one. But like, she wasn't even tripping. I remember, like, I ain't even realize it felt like we've had a video camera the next day. They was like, man, nigga, you was tripping. You fell asleep on the bitch. I was like, fuck it. Obviously, I wasn't that concerned with it. Because they said they was talking to me on the camera. I was saying some shit, throwing up the cougar sign all wrong and shit. We was talking crazy. And it was a good old time, though. So, trust me, they ain't miss out. That's when we was fucking with them that's when them tabs was live back then. You know, that's, like I said, a long story that we don't even need to get into, man. That's another time and another place. Probably not for the tube. But here's the deal, man. Here's the deal. We're going to get ready to, a couple more minutes. I'll give about 3 more minutes. Well, about 2 more minutes, 2.5 more minutes. We'll make it even 2:30 and get ready to wind it down. But, like I said, I appreciate y'all, man, for coming through. Everybody who's been fucking with the den. You know, all the new folks. Yeah, I'm going to try to keep the den cracking every day. I'm probably going to end up doing some changes with the sauce. probably may start doing sauce like the live streams every other day, still drop videos, but I'm gonna keep the den going every day, because the thing about the den, that there's just more consistency in the den, even if it might not be the numbers that you get out of the sauce, but it's hit or miss. You know, if ain't nothing happening, it's like, and that's what again, like I say, I guess so if I do less, the conversations will be better in the sauce, because, you know, give some time for some shit to happen and then have a conversation. Because when you're talking every day in the sauce and Houston just ain't doing shit, you know, motherfuckers don't fucking they not rocking as much. You know what I mean? So, but the den, even though, like I say, the numbers may not be as much, it's consistent, because it's not based on some old outside influence ass shit. So, you know, I think that's just kind of what it is. And then, you know, with the growth that the den is starting to see as of late, I'm gonna keep an eye on that and just kind of keep, you know, like I say, keep that going. Because I'm gonna be honest, the Saucy may see some growth, but it's not gonna happen until the Texans start doing some shit, till fucking the draft start happening and all that other shit. Like it's all about the fucking Rockets could be in the fucking finals. Even when they was in the Western Conference finals last year, really wasn't getting all that love, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel you on that too, man. Like I said, I'm trying to get away from all that negativity, because I've been super negative on some of the shit, and I'm just like, man, fuck it. You know, no matter what happens, I'm still gonna root for my Texans. It's just, that's why I say I gotta look at it a different way. I gotta look at it a different way. But you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It'll be all Gucci. It'll be all Gucci. But I do want to say, man, I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. You know, we're hanging tough with your boy, kicking it for 2.5 hours. We'll have some interesting things to talk about. I got a couple ideas for the week, so I'll get all that together. Let me cut that off right there. But with that being said, hey, well, y'all ain't ingredients today. Y'all friends in the den. And I appreciate y'all for being friends in the den. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Tomorrow night, 10 o'clock. Live. Same den time. Same den channel. As long as YouTube don't say something different. And if anything ever happened, make sure you go to thedenshow.com. We'll make it happen. But with that being said, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all ain't gots to go home. I got to get the fuck up out of here. Hey, man. It's your boy at Honcho. I'm out. Yeah.